got numbers. Hey, everybody, welcome to the ClevelandMoto podcast number 510. Light 'em up, boys. Yeah.
Ooh, you got
in my face, Dan.
I was saying,
In the face.
Mine was already open.
got a little over here.
Shit is getting wild behind the bar.
Motorcycle.
Yeah. Delightful.
That was worth waiting an extra 5 minutes for right there.
That was right there. And that was worth the price of admission. We lost all of our viewers.
But we did the money shot on the opening.
We did. That violates all the rules of pornography.
It does.
I thought they usually film in reverse.
Okay, now try to thumb it in. All right. Welcome to the ClevelandMoto podcast. And to my left, we have
Sean Noel.
What did you ride tonight, Sean?
My Vespa 300 GTS Super Sport.
And to his left,
Nick Klaben.
Nick Klaben's our very special guest. What did you ride tonight, Nick?
I rode a Honda Hobbit.
Yes, you fucking did. All right, we're going to cover that in a moment. Okay, and to his immediate left.
Steve Sleepy.
What'd you ride tonight, Sleepy?
I rode down a loaded down Africa Twin with all the boxes, but with purpose. Because I brought him cord reels, I took my mom clothes. I did that fucking bike was a truck today, and I fucking love it.
It was in minivan mode.
Yes. And can I tell you that it definitely gets less gas mileage, and it definitely isn't as smooth on the highway at 85 miles an hour.
Not with 100 pounds of shit.
No.
Yeah. To his left, we have
Johnny Mac 2014 Versys.
wow, punctual. And to his left,
Speedy Pete,
what'd you ride?
Honda Monkey.
Monkey time. And to his left,
The red one.
Chris Smith
what'd you ride?
on the Monkey Yellow.
The Monkey Yellow.
Also known as?
Mustard.
Mustard. Yeah, ketchup mustard. They need a green monkey for the relish.
Relish.
Okay, behind the bar today, we've got...
Dan Krupke.
What'd you ride, Dan?
Tiger 660.
Dan's not used to being behind the bar. Dan's normally in front of the bar.
Yeah.
No, you're fine.
The other direction.
He's like, what the fuck am I doing back here, man?
Put your face in front of the microphone when you're talking so
He
that
will.
somebody can hear
He'll
you.
get it.
He's out of his element.
Well,
Gotcha.
it's nice that they use that microphone because it's not as directional.
Right.
And to his left,
Tom Pennington.
hey, Tom's back. Hey.
And for the answer, the buddy, which has been at the shop for almost 3 weeks now.
Yeah.
So I finally loaded up in the element last night, much to Renee's bafflement. She's
Yeah.
like, did you just throw that thing in the back of your truck?
Sure, why not?
And
It
The element's
fits.
for.
to answer the ever-burning question of how many people can you put on a podcast?
Yeah.
It's 9.
It's 9.
All of them.
Well, the funny thing is, I would have called attention to that later in the podcast to be like, I'm just reminding all you guys who also run podcasts that we can run a 9-person podcast
And do it.
Well,
Yeah.
Right,
I'm
and
waiting
do
for
it.
I'm waiting for Grumpy Sewer Guy to come out.
do
Yeah, no shit.
That would be fun.
That's a
I
negative.
wouldn't put
That's
it,
a negative.
Oh, it's a negative?
I'd make him sit on Sean's lap.
Yes.
Oh
yes.
boy.
Okay, so I'm riding a customer's BV400 that just desperately need to have some miles put on. Hey, BTM Productions chimes in and says, hey guys, great to see you all. Well, it's great to see you too, BTM. Dave King says, we got numbers.
What is that? Bind, torture, murder?
BTK.
Yes, that's it.
No. Bottom.
Yes,
Oh.
exactly. So nice. Yeah.
Come on, guys.
Yeah, you're on target.
That really tickled Sleepy.
It did. It did.
It is bottom.
As a top, you know.
So just kind of bringing people up to speed, in case anyone's wondering, this week at the shop, we worked on the very first Janus 450 that we have touched with our personal dick beaters.
Nice.
Nice.
We got our DNA all up in that bike.
Hell yeah.
Tom replaced, okay, so anybody knows, we are Janus enthusiasts. We are J Anus proud, right? And so we'll do anything we can. We will do anything we can to promote their operation because we like the idea of a company in America making cool shit for people that like cool shit. And it's not a copy of somebody else's shit. It's not, hey, look, we're buying a thing from a box in China and we're putting it here with a different label on it.
Right.
Because there's so much of that happens. You're like, I'm an American company and I'm selling things from America. And then you're like, no, that's a Chinese product with a slightly dumber name.
Yep.
Right? Or a slightly less dumb name, as we could talk about a certain motorcycle that Tom and I saw yesterday.
Hey, they should have called it the dust bath.
They should have called it the dust bath. You're exactly right.
Is it hanging out with the chinchilla?
Well, this was the point. Yesterday,
The Benda.
yesterday at our shop, we were visited by the Benelli trailer, and it's a big, beautiful trailer. But keep in mind that Benelli now falls under the very, very comforting bosom of QJ Moto.
When you say Benelli trailer, you mean as in a trailer full of bikes?
I mean, a trailer fucking full of bikes.
Like a big
Okay.
PR trailer.
A big PR trailer, right? Full of fucking bikes. And so there's a company that none of you have heard of called Morbidelli. And so Morbidelli and
Isn't that like lunch meat?
it is. They make
Yeah.
some of the finest sausage.
Didn't they make V8 motorcycles?
Ooh, I don't know. I would have
No,
to-
that was Modus.
Modus made the
Yeah.
V4 motorcycles.
No, V8.
No, V4.
Oh, V4.
There
you're
was
right,
a
sorry.
Morbidelli V8.
I had a Modus owner in my shop.
Yeah, no,
today.
you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
It had the red valve covers. For,
That was the S model, red valve
Yeah,
covers,
okay.
and an extra 40 horsepower out of a shaft drive V4.
It was supposed to be smooth as shit.
And it was so smooth that they couldn't stay in business.
Yeah.
So they're one of those companies that we can go visit in the motorcycle graveyard.
Yeah.
Yeah, JT Nesbitt in New Orleans did a bunch of specials for them, and they just kind of never went anywhere.
It's just one of those bikes that not a lot of people could reach into their wallet that fucking deep.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's a cool bike.
I mean, how many? I mean, that's $100,000 at least.
The Modus V4, it was a pile of money.
Rich.
But the point being, really cool bike, really great design. But to the people like the customer that I had in the shop yesterday, he's like, "Well, I've got this bike, I got this bike, I got that bike, and I got this bike." And he goes, "I got a Modus," and I was like, "Did you mean to just reference the V4 motorcycle with the shaft drive and everything?" He goes, "Yeah, I have one of those." And I said, "You have one? I've only seen one in person in my fucking life." And it was when they had a booth at AMA Vintage Days.
Yeah, they had a huge booth at Barbara with like 6 or 7.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And that's how many they sold.
Exactly.
How many years? That was like 9 years ago?
I'm not exactly sure, but it sounds like I need to do some research.
Right around pre-COVID.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to the sausage.
Back to the Morbidelli.
Back to the Mortadella.
The Mortadello. So yeah, the American V4 Motus, MOTUS, by the way, Motus. That is just one of those things that QJ has, the Chinese company QJ has bought some of these things, and QJ's bespoke cruiser line is called QJ Motor. We know we had the adorable little V-twin 302 that we all pronounced as being perfectly delightful, fun to ride, plenty of power for a 302, and the fit and finish was spectacular. And it had a really good name, SRV 302. Good name.
Perfect.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Serve.
The
Letters and numbers.
Men
you did the
love
right thing.
numbers.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
Their competitor is called Benda. Now, in case you hadn't heard of QJ Motor, you fucking damn sure haven't heard of Benda. Unless you're talking about Bender Rodriguez, bite my shiny metal ass. In which case, that's all I can think of when somebody's like, "Oh, I bought a Benda motorcycle," and I'm like, "Wow." So they were there, and their motorcycles are called, and I shits thou not, the 350 and the 500 Chinchilla,
Yeah.
which are V-twins,
Chinchilla.
and the 500 Napoleon Bob.
Yep.
Oh,
and they're
yeah.
good looking bikes too, and it sucks that they fucked the names up.
So they were just talking about this on Moto Hop, but they were talking about but now they came out with the best name for a Benda is the Greystone 707.
The Benda Greystone 707.
So they finally came out with a decent name
They
for their
finally called somebody other than the cat naming
But yeah,
department.
that's his turtle.
I mean,
Now he named it
you might
after
as
his
well
turtle.
If you're going with Greystone, you might as well go with Tarzan.
That was
because you're almost
the
there.
Greystoke.
By the power of Greystone, or Grey Skull, or what was it?
So at Moto Hop, they got T-shirts available. Get your Mid Ohio T-shirt.
Already got mine.
Shameless prop for
Yeah,
them.
fuck yeah, already
Go
got mine.
online.
If you stop by for your two-wasted, we'll have a couple of Sharpies so you can mark off your spot.
Don't expect them to have T-shirts for you at Mid Ohio.
No, exactly.
This is what I was
Yeah.
listening to today.
The thing, though, that sours the deal for anybody who might be participating in the idea of owning the Benda Greystone 707 is it only comes one way, and that's automatic.
Oh.
So,
I wonder what bit of market research dictated that.
well, it's just one of those things that somebody goes, if we're gonna sell this motorcycle, then it goddamn well better be an automatic.
Can I add something to that?
Please do.
I wish I could remember where I read it. I was up late reading an article, and it was through Reddit. And they said that motorcycles are losing in favor because a lot of young people have never shifted anything. And so the idea of shifting a motorcycle, they can't even shift a car, is unappealing. So a lot of companies are bringing in automatics to say, like, hey, you don't have to shift and you can enjoy motorcycling.
Well, I mean, we've been selling Vespa scooters now for 20 years, and all of them are automatics, except for the 2005.
Right,
So
but if you're
being is that it's a lower bar of entry to get an automatic motorcycle. So the fact that you're telling me it's an automatic helps.
Yeah. So the general idea behind all of this is that Benda, a company you haven't heard of, has come out with different ways to skin the proverbial cat, and one of them is by naming it a chinchilla.
Yeah.
Again, I had to talk to these two guys who are lovely dudes, and I love them and I respect them in the industry. Super nice guys. But imagine your job is to sell me not just one, but a whole fucking showroom full of Benda chinchillas. Well, we're going to have a hard time moving that iron, folks.
Well, and you know what's sad? When we were at AIM and I was watching you talk to those dudes, right?
Yeah.
And after you talked to them and I think you kind of said, like, well, that's great except for the name.
Yeah, well,
that's what they had to do for every person that came. This poor fuck was up there, like, everybody was like, these bikes are really nice, but what can you do about that name?
What can you do about that name?
They literally built the cat theme into the bike. It had paws on the top of the forks and stuff. It's like
It did. It has little paw prints on the
because
top and
I
everything.
own this company. I'm going to name the bikes after my cats.
Well, that's a vanity project gone way too far. Like, I get it. If you want to put like a little on your Jeep, if you want to hide a little dingus here or there, put a frog somewhere or whatever, that's fine. That's cool. But when you're like, okay, my cat is named Chinchilla, and therefore I will. First of all, your cat, which is a apex predator, is named after cat food.
All right,
right.
Let's do it right now. Around the table, your animal and their bike nomenclature. Mine's the Oliver 502.
The Oliver 502. Excellent. That's a good idea. Mine would be the Simon 707.
Oh, very nice.
Right.
Oh, I have the Hayden.
Your cat's named Hayden?
Hayden.
The Hayden?
Yeah.
So that sounds like I would buy a Hayden 500.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Hayden 500.
Race the
That sounds
Hayden
a good name.
500.
For sure.
Do you have a pet?
Phoenix 450.
Oh,
I mean, that seems like, fire. Yeah.
Nick bringing the heat. What's yours?
You rode mine.
Yeah, I
The
did.
Beverly 400.
The Beverly 400.
Well, and the Kaya 1100.
The Kaya 1100.
Okay.
Kaya's nice because that swings into the Norwegian thing a little
It
bit.
does.
That's
Right.
pretty
And it
good.
means weed.
It does mean weed.
That's awesome.
Pete, do you have a pet name?
I'm going to go the JoJo 500.
The JoJo 5. I think maybe the JoJo 125 is probably better. I think.
Oh, yeah.
I see you better market.
I was trying to butcher it up a little.
Can we just call that the Binks?
The Bing.
Smith?
Do you have any pets?
No pets.
No pets.
Mrs. Smith 600.
Smith?
What's Mrs. Smith's for name?
What's your pet name? Your pet name?
My pet name?
Yeah, asshole.
The Farge 650.
Okay, there we go. Okay, since we're playing this game, all right. Daniel Kromke, what is one of your thousands of animals?
So I don't have an actual pet of my own, but my wife assigns me a pet.
Yeah.
So mine's like the LE 1400.
LE 1400.
Okay.
Again, LE 1400. It's not too shabby.
I mean, Kajiba had an elephant. So
Yes,
this
elephant.
Is not too far away.
What, Tom? What's your
Let's go with the Molly 305.
the Molly?
Okay.
That's a different
Very popular among ravers.
experience.
well,
Tanuka-san. Tanuka-san.
Tanuki, drink. You see the Tanuki, you gotta drink.
That's a real thing.
It's a real thing. If you see the Tanuki over there, you gotta drink.
Got it.
Only if his balls are hanging out, though.
They're always hanging out.
They
dude.
are.
Exactly.
They are.
Always hanging out.
that's
They're
you know,
out.
we gotta get Moto Hop. We gotta figure out where Moto Hop gets their stickers from and just get that made.
Well, yeah. Does anybody remember where we were before we went on this fucking
Yeah,
rabbit
we
hole?
were-
You were talking
Certainly
about
you're
the
talking about the
Mortadella.
No.
Janus 450.
Thank you.
And the Benelli truck.
Jesus
And
Christ.
there's 9 people on the podcast.
Okay, remind me that's the last time I ever say, does anybody?
Yeah.
All right. Now let's crack open a good bottle of something, and this should get lit.
Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ. No, not a good bottle.
Oh, no. Is this a brown liquor
Not
night?
when we're sharing drinks by 9.
Brown
See that
water.
town branch?
Crack out a bottle and see if we can get this thing back on the rails.
Well, there's some bad rum.
So, because Pipe Dream, that's a great. Isn't that a great? Is that that's an Ohio River? Rum,
I think it's a Stroh's night.
That looks good.
Pull out the
No,
Stroh's.
nobody ever pull out the straw. I'm going to give you a little tip for the guys playing at home.
So Nick rode his first Janus on
I did.
Tuesday night. Tell us about that, Nick.
It was a wonderful experience. That's a great bike.
It's a rigid.
It is, but it just felt so smooth and
Yeah.
good power, and it looks awesome.
Yeah,
Well built.
We got to ride the Janus 450, which has
I haven't seen that
which
yet.
has newfangled rear suspension.
Yeah, okay, I saw that in
Bizarre.
the thing. Yeah,
And
So
an extra
weird.
cylinder.
It has an extra cylinder and it has fuel injection. And I got to take it out.
Oh, I didn't know the
How was
450
it?
is actually a
How
twin.
was
It is
it?
a twin, isn't it?
No, it's a single.
Oh, it's a big single.
I-
I stand
I'll-
correct.
You're right.
I'll
Okay.
bet you a bag
Is
of
it?
apples. It's a single.
Is
Okay.
it a single?
Well, it's got 2 exhaust headers, so it could be fooling us a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
it's
did see
kind of
the
like
dual.
a
Yeah.
GN5 400. Like
right,
the,
yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
It's 4 valves. They get 2 headers, but
Yeah,
it's only one
okay.
cylinder.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what I think is going on there. The
Let's get it straight, boys.
Let's get it straight.
We should have went to our
really-
resident Janus
I know.
expert.
It is a single. It is a single, but just like the RVPC, it runs dual exhaust headers out of that single cylinder.
Yeah, I know.
All the best singles have
I
2
con-
exhaust headers.
I concur,
Yeah.
Doctor.
Right. I concur, Doctor.
I was very impressed by that.
I just literally looked it up because I wanted to make sure. I was like, "Fuck it, dude! I don't want to misquote it and give it an extra cylinder." But that is an SWM motor. So anybody who knows about SWM, for the record, if you know about SWM, that's a pretty good fucking provenance right there. It ran nice. It started good. It pulled like a fucking freight train. And what's funny is the first time I pulled the front brake aggressively, the bike jumped up in the air because, of course, that Earl's front fork. So in Earl's front fork, when you grab a handful of front brake, it doesn't go down; it goes up.
It's the ultimate anti-dive.
It is the ultimate anti-dive, and I was like,
Whoa!
but
What just happened?
But didn't spill a drop.
Oh, now he's breaking the whole system.
I am.
You twang the
There you go. We got it.
strings.
Pluck your magic twanger, Froggy.
These kids these days.
These kids. So anyway, what is funny was that I rode this bike, and the wheelbase on this bike is like 7 feet long.
Yeah.
Right.
It's kind of like a boomerang.
There is a whole lot of real estate for a bike that essentially is a 450.
Yes.
Right. And I rode it around the neighborhood. And the first time I rode it around the neighborhood, I had to stop. I went out, I jumped on the motorcycle, I fired it up, and I was going to pull out of my parking lot. And then I stopped and I went, shit. I went back and I got a flat cap. So I went back and I put a flat cap on. I was like, okay, now I can do this. Because you have to have the appropriate headgear for that motorcycle.
Right.
You're not riding that fucker in a full face.
Where did you put your pipe?
What's that?
Where did you put your pipe?
In your breast pocket.
Yeah, like
What? No tweed jacket? No tweed
Yeah,
jacket?
okay.
It's summertime, boys. It was like 100 fucking degrees.
Well, at least suspenders and a puffy shirt.
Well, there you go. That's good. I could put on my kilt.
Yeah.
And get Sean O'Hara to give me a falcon or sit on my shoulder. And I could go fuck about in the neighborhood, right? And so I'm fucking about the neighborhood. And prior to yesterday, the street that is next to my shop looked like a lightly rebombed Bhopal, India. Like our street next to our shop is straight up fucked. Like it has been on the list of shit that Cleveland needs to do for about 30 years. But instead they've put like 73,000 tons of coal patch on it aggressively. So it is the worst road to ride something that's a rigid or doesn't have great suspension. And I will tell the folks at Janus that it just ate that shit up. It ate it up. It was fine. It drove great. So I have only one concern with the Janus 450. 80 miles an hour. 80 miles an hour. I did get it up to 80 miles an hour. I was not brave enough to go beyond that. One, because the bike is breaking in and it's a fresh new bike and everything else. But on many other motorcycles I own, I can be at 80 miles an hour in the first of the gears, right? This bike is not in that much of a hurry. So it's going to take you a moment. You better have a nice little piece of road in front of you.
You have 5 speeds?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got 5 speeds. You got to have 5 whole speeds. But what I will tell you is that at 80 miles an hour, the Janus is not a wide motorcycle. No. It is a narrow motorcycle. And it turns out that triangles are what make things more rigid. And where Janus has a bunch of triangles from its nose to its tail, it does not have a lot of triangles between its shoulders. Consequently, this bike does, they have authentically recreated a 1920s motorcycle. Just because when your frame is only 5 inches wide, you don't get a lot of that,
You feel like you're riding a 40-foot ladder?
No,
I did feel a little bit like I was riding a Werner ladder, right?
Well,
A penny farthing.
probably doesn't help that those tires might be speed rated for 45 miles an hour.
They look like they have good grip, though. They're like a trials tread.
That is like a giant, like that is a good Firestone tribute tire right there. That is a legit like.
Look, it came off the finest of tractors from the 30s.
Well, if you would have told me that was a bias ply tire, I'd have been like, "Yep, that makes sense."
But white lettering. There's a little bit of white
It
lettering
looks
on
cool.
them.
The whole bike looks cool.
Actually, John, it's not white letter on the tire. It actually has the name laser etched into the rim.
Okay.
It's powder coated
Yeah.
and then laser etched.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking tight.
They've got all the details.
Oh, the
It's
attention to
not- they're
detail
not messing about.
is fucking
It's all
amazing.
hand-painted, too.
It is. And not only that, but the leather work is fucking amazing.
So now you're looking at it. Does the price justified then when you look at
you
it?
look at that bike.
What is the price?
Like 13, wasn't it 13.5 or something?
Is it okay?
It's up there. It's like 13, 14
But it
Gs.
comes with the authentic Amish handcrafted top wine rack.
No, that's outsourced.
Oh,
Chris, can you tell them about the
I
top
want to hear
case?
about
The wine rack?
Yeah,
Wine?
it's made by somebody down in like Cincinnati or
Goshen? No.
something.
Oh, come on, Phil.
The
The bike is Goshen, Indiana.
Right.
Oh, yeah, right.
box
The box
comes from
is
Ohio.
Ohio, yeah.
Like
right.
Ashland or something like that.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Some guys down there making it. They
Gerard.
got- Yeah.
Gerard, Ohio.
and it has like aircraft aluminum mounting hardware and like the weird thumb screw. It's amazing, but it's one of those things you're like, you can't keep anything in it; it would just blow out.
No, it's got a canvas top
It has
on
a
it.
well, is
Yeah.
it canvas or leather?
It's canvas.
Canvas,
Okay.
yeah.
And the customer's gloves were in there the entire time. They've never left.
And
So
they never left.
I can
So
tell
guess
you
it
that
is.
it's rated to 80 miles an hour, which is probably 20 more than you should ever go.
Also true.
Right. It's a $13,000 masterpiece. But it is one of those things that if you sit there, the mark of a good motorcycle is when you are walking past it and you go, whoa, 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 and you stop. And you are now stuck. ADHD be damned. Asperger's be damned. You are stuck. You're looking at this bike and you are picking up things on it. Oh, Brembo brakes. You're fucking kidding me. Brembo brakes. It does have Brembo brakes.
Single
on
or
it.
dual?
Single.
Okay.
Yeah.
that's all
Well,
it
one in the
needs.
front, one in the back.
Right.
I mean, dual depending on how you count them. But the attention to detail on this thing is super cool.
I think the only thing that doesn't sell it for me, I think the biggest problem I have is that it doesn't smell like old parchment and it isn't covered in oil.
Right.
It doesn't smell like it's been in a
Right.
musty basement for
Easy
like
to
30
remedy,
years.
though.
I know,
That's
right?
true.
This bike should have
The
evidence.
smell and the oil coverage is the only thing missing from this bike.
This bike should have evidence of 100-year-old Cosmoline on it. Yeah.
Maybe if they just
Instead of
sprayed,
film.
if they just sprayed it with like the under
Wax
stuff
oil.
the wax oil,
Wax
whatever,
oil.
right around
Spray
the
some
neighborhood
wax
a little
oil in
bit.
it.
I just
Good to go.
noticed we lost our AMSOIL sponsorship on the big screen.
Oh,
Did it fall
Yeah,
off?
is
I must have. I don't know. I don't see it.
scared him away.
Yeah, it's gone. Yay.
Oh, well.
Oh, well.
However, it is the most American-made motorcycle currently
Right.
on that you can buy.
It would have to be on
I would
planet
agree with that.
Earth. It would have
Yeah.
to be the most American motorcycle on planet Earth.
What is?
The Janus 450.
No, I'm saying it is the
Yeah.
most American. What is?
But you know what? I see. I think that's where a lot of this is going to go because it's things are made all over the world. So like as long as it's manufactured or put together here and stuff like they're doing, it is. That's awesome.
I
man.
believe the phrase is final assembly.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, but they're actually welding the frames and stuff, right? They do everything but the
Frames,
motor.
They do every-
They
yeah.
do the fenders, the tanks.
The point is where many companies will snap the phrase "Made in America" or "Made in Cleveland"
Right.
on a bike that ain't. They are.
Yeah, we know.
And you can go there and you can meet them and you can see that and you can get the experience and know like, okay, there's a box from China that contains that motor. But being that it is an SWM motor or an SMW motor, it's a very good motor.
Yeah.
Right.
So that motor is powering a lot of fucking kick-ass dirt bikes. That motor is powering a lot of kick-ass bikes in
Well,
general.
and rally bikes, SWM does the
Yeah.
rally and everything.
Yes.
And they're using, because the components I replaced were electric. It was the neutral switch, which I've seen neutral switches go bad out of the box.
Sure.
And a micro switch.
Yeah.
But all the electronics under that gas tank are top notch, top quality, click. Honest to God, as you feel it when you plug it in, everything's tight.
Yeah, it's
I was
not-
impressed.
So Tom, what
Yeah.
what did you think of the fit and finish once you got into the bike?
It's all nice.
Heat up
Like,
in the
it's-
guts.
Once you're inside of it, the fuse box are using with the micro fuses under the tank. Were everything under there was nice. And this is all reminiscent of the stuff I worked on big dogs back in 2004ish.
Oh yeah.
Sorry to
And
hear
it's
that.
all well, yeah. I mean, but their electronics were always the downfall of the bikes because they were too nice for an S&S motor that shook it all to death. I mean, that's the problem is that they literally would shake themselves to death because it was a giant paint mixer. And these are really they're on par, if not better than the stuff even Piaggio uses.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was really nice. I think whoever spec'd that bike and whoever took the time to design that and put it together really fucking was thoughtful about it.
So you think our boy built it?
Kyle. Is Kyle built?
Kyle,
Yeah.
Kyle, yeah.
Kyle built
Yeah,
it
right
together.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm almost certain
Cool.
of it.
That's awesome.
It's really
And
cool.
it's all good components. Like it's
Yeah.
not cheap
It's a nice
stuff.
bike. Yep. And that's one of those things like, okay, I don't have 13K to go drop and buy that bike because also I don't like talking to old men. So fuck that, rule that right out.
So Sean, you
Neither
need to
do
buy
I.
one of these.
Oh boy.
You might luck yourself into a sugar daddy. Yeah. If I had to say my goal is to drag down a 75-year-old widower with disposable income, that might be at the top of the list. You might need that or a Piper Cub.
Yeah, oh yeah. I ever tell you one time?
Well,
I
you
was-
go to train shows.
Oh yeah.
Well, there you go.
That's
back when I was in the radio control world, we were at this Dr. Martuccio out on the PA border, had a private farm that he had like for his own airplane.
Not
And
Dr.
then he,
Martuccio.
yeah.
Dr. Martucci.
Hi, doctor.
Yeah, everybody knows him.
Seriously?
No.
Okay.
Busting your balls, man.
I'm tired. Give me a break,
I did
man.
my colonoscopy.
Dr. Fellatio.
Well, no, but okay. Stand by.
Not to be confused.
Dr. McGroin, Phil McGroin.
If anybody else would have said that, I would have picked up on it. But that motherfucker knows 9,000 doctors. So that's why I figured he might actually know him.
Yeah.
But anyways, we're at this field and we're all
got that
flying
Porsche.
these big airplanes, right?
Yeah.
And the dude goes, I need everybody to land because something's going to happen. We're like, okay. So we all land.
Right.
And the local, like out in Pennsylvania, Piper Cub Club
Sure.
came flying over, right?
Yeah.
And so a few of them were just circling, but this one motherfucker comes down, drags one wheel, goes straight the fuck up, does a fucking rudder over, comes back this way, all this shit. We're like, whoa.
That's not 60 horsepower.
And it's all at like 9 miles an hour. Like this no, it is. It's like,
He's just the world's worst
but
helicopter.
then the dude lands, and this 80-year-old dude in overalls with the cane gets out,
Yeah.
and he walks over and he's like, how you boys control those planes? And I was just like, what the fuck just happened here, man?
I literally got grandfathered in on my medical.
Yeah, dude. Dude, do you think those Cub guys still like? Dude, they're flying from their farms. I don't
course
think.
they are.
Yeah, they don't even have radios in half of those fucking things, dude.
Come on.
Yeah.
You're out there busting FAA rules.
Also, if you've never been in a Piper Cub, it is a piece of wood with like string wrapped around it. It is.
When I worked at the airport, I would have to go out for one of our elderly members at our airport, and I would have to go out and hand prop his Piper Cub for him.
I knew you were going to say that. I was just watching a video of
Contact.
somebody hand propping it, and I'm like, oh my
I've done that.
God,
I
that's
did
a
it.
terrible idea.
I
$50,
did
same
it.
as downtown.
I did it so much. I can tell you that you swing your leg, dude. Swing your leg. There's a rule. There's a rule. There's a reason. There's a technique for doing it. So you don't get hit in the head by an 80-mile-an-hour propeller, because that would be awful. But the reason my boss said, I know he's going to tell you that he can start it himself. I know he's going to tell you that. Don't let him. Because what he does is he sticks a wooden stake in the ground, and he brings a string, a rope, into the cockpit, lashes it around the seat frame, the strongest part of the plane, and then he hand props it himself from outside the fucking plane.
Okay.
Yeah. Then you got to make him juicy. You got to make him rich to make him start. So the first couple of seconds is kind of dramatic. That's why you need to have somebody at the controls. Now, how long does it take an 80-year-old man to go from hand propping to get into the fucking plane is way too long.
Yep.
So the guy who runs our airport was like, I do not want this to turn into this guy hand propping, and then either he gets hit by the prop or the plane runs away without him when he realizes that the stake that he drove into the ground with his foot isn't strong enough to hold back, 50 horsepower or 40 horsepower.
Right.
And so I was like, okay, I'll make sure to always hand prop him. Like, I'll always be there for him. And this dude would fly like, I'm going to fly on Thanksgiving. There's 18 inches of snow. Doesn't matter. I'm going to fly. are you fucking kidding me? And I'm like pulling an APU out, like a heat unit for a Piper Cub that's made out of literally dope and cloth and sticks.
So when I was flying those big planes, we got up to 200 cc's, 36-inch carbon fiber props. The planes had 126-inch wingspans. It was like a 50% airplane, basically,
I was gonna
right?
say, but
and so you hand prop those, right?
Yeah.
And so saying a lot of times by yourself, we'd use stakes in front of the stabs in the back, big, like they were permanently at the field.
Right.
So you drag your plane in there, put them in the thing, and then hand prop it, right? But the trick is you kind of found the compression area and then halfway back and then push it through the compression and then move your hand. And if it doesn't start, you let it stop. And then same thing, you spin it back around, get it to compression, push, right? Well, a lot of old dudes, like older guys that were into like the 40 side, like little airplanes, saw the big ones and was like, I'm going to get me one of them.
Oh, okay.
So they have no experience and they go and get a 100cc to 150cc plane. I'd say in 1 year at the Jetway Airport out in Ravenna, 6 guys lost fingers.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
Because you're trying to do the Cox bullshit with a little spring on it.
Yeah,
Dude, a 200cc 4-cylinder fucking like
you're just
2-stroke
tuning in,
motor
you're
is like
tuning into
28
ClevelandMoto
horsepower
Plane Talk.
spinning a carbon fiber
talking
fucking
planes.
machete.
Yeah.
That's this fucking big, dude. It's crazy, dude.
You can't bump start a Piper
Sticky
Cub.
situation.
The only way to do it is to grab the prop with both hands, put your weak leg in front of you,
Okay.
like you're marching for the Kaiser, right?
Okay.
And then you throw the propeller down at your leg.
Yeah.
So your leg is under the propeller, and you throw the propeller down at your leg while you're swinging the leg out of the way. Because what that does is that pulls your head out of the path. The leg going backwards pulls your head out of the path of the propeller.
So getting back to motorcycles, this is why it's now called the Napoleon Bob.
Yes, Napoleon Bob.
Yes.
It's a whole special thing. Yeah. And that's just, it's fucking weird. It's fucking weird.
Welcome to Cleveland Airplanes.
Welcome to Pilot Chat.
We do everything here.
Yes. We're the favorite radio
Next week,
station of your
we're
local
talking
FBO.
speedboats.
Yes.
So you see when you're traveling, Pete, when you guys are traveling these long journeys and you're out having a nice little sojourn, what's the most dangerous animal that you've seen or encountered whilst away from home on your motorcycle?
A Karen.
I've seen a lot of bears.
Bears.
I've seen, bears. Bears scare me.
Bears scare me
They're
too.
scary creatures. I mean,
Dude, when I was in North Carolina, we were on this tour in Asheville, like this bus tour, because we're old and I do that now.
Yeah, that's
and it was awesome. It was a really fun tour. The guy was awesome. But anyways, we're in the middle of this beautiful like Asheville, like all the houses there are 1.2 mil like classics, like the books were written in them.
Bear.
And the guy's like, look to your left right now, and like 4 feet away from the bus, there's a fucking like 600-pound black bear rummaging through fucking garbage. I'm like, holy
Not a problem
shit.
at all when you're in a bus.
No, it wasn't. But I'm sure on your motorcycle, it's not as fun, right?
one of our customers.
Black bears are just big raccoons.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean,
Oh, I'll just give him a hug. But
Tanuki-san! Tanuki-san! No.
One of our customers was traveling in the Smoky Mountains, and he and his wife go out, and their dinghies, for lack of a better term, they have a nice camper, and when they get to their destination, the camper's planted and everything's leveled out and all the thing, they've got 2 top shelf Vespas that they ride around on, and these are 300cc, 85 mile an hour Vespas. So they go around and they're strafing turns and Charhola and all kinds of good stuff down there. But occasionally, as one does, one stops to procure provisions. And so provisions were procured. Provisions were stored under the seat of said Vespas.
Oh, dear.
They went back to the camp. Drinking ensued. People forgot about the provisions being under the seat of said Vespas. More drinking ensued. They went back into the camper for sexy time, and sexy time was interrupted by what can only be described as other animal noises.
Those go hand in hand in my house.
hand in hand, huh?
This is going to turn into a bear joke, man.
Well, my friends, they looked out the window of said camper and found out that her shiny silver Vespa was on its side being batted back and forth between 2 rather large bears who were doing what they could to open the seat. But they didn't have the remote. They didn't have the keys. They had very sharp claws.
Nor do they need it.
Yeah.
And between those 2 fucking bears, they fucked that Vespa pretty hard. It was a revenant moment for that Vespa.
Oh, yeah.
You know what they should have done? They should have taken a rope and tied it to the Vespa and like hauled the Vespa off a tree. Yeah.
It's just a pinata at that point. So the two bears fought their way in, and the customer brought it to the shop for like a basic service or whatever. And I went,
Is this covered?
well, and I'm like, so me not mowing, I didn't know the story. I go outside, I'm checking the bike in for service, and the bike, well, it looks like what exactly it is, right? And there are giant razor blade sharp claws going all the way down the sides of this Vespa. Wow. And I'm like, what the fuck happened here? Because one of our close friends had an ex-wife.
Pride Month. What do you expect?
One of our friends had an ex-wife that was rather upset with him. And she happened to have a hatchet. Do you know what a hatchet is, Bug? It's like an axe, only smaller, but I like to keep mine razor sharp. I'll show you.
It's a divorce the hard way.
Well, so she had taken this hatchet to his Vespa and put no less than 60 holes in it. Really violent holes, like you took a pike to it, right?
Lizzie boarding the thing.
Whoa.
Lizzie boarding the fuck out of it. And and again, he recovered that bike. So bears, on my trip to Alaska, I was told by some people, and I've told the story before, always piss on bridges. And I was like, odd advice, tell me more. Well, when you piss on a bridge, if you have to, if you got to go 10, 100, pull over in the middle of a bridge, because then you have a sight line left and you have a sight line right, in case your smells or your noise of your interesting motorcycle has caused the local fauna to decide to come out and see if you're delicious or not. Then you'll have time, however long the bridge is, to put your man meat away, jump back on your moped, and hustle your fucking butt off his fucking bridge.
In the opposite direction.
What if there's two bears, one on each end?
Well, then you're fucking bear fucked, I guess.
Well, then you pull your parachute out and you're fine.
You jump off the bridge.
Base diver.
I'm off the bridge.
Gotta go in the water.
I believe the kids call that airtight.
And yeah, you become rock hard and full of semen. Just like a Russian submarine. The long and short of it is, you can pull this up, Sleepy. Now we've talked about it long enough.
Yeah.
He got off the motorcycle and offered the bear food, and then the bear killed him.
I was
This
about to
old
reference this
chestnut.
story. Yeah, this is in Romania.
Hey, that's my helmet.
One of my favorite
thought that was you,
things in the world is literally
before,
the
maybe?
guy takes a selfie
Yeah.
with the bear that is about to kill him. Dumb ways to die.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah. Look at this bear that's about to eat me. And this is not this is a man of means. He's got his Ray-Ban on. He's got an HJC high-vis cool shit.
He's smiling.
He's smiling.
Bears are wild animals.
Yes.
And they're fast. Right?
And they're super hungry. Yeah.
They're super
I don't know
hungry.
why you're near it. Like, what are you doing? Get out of there, dude.
He is exactly one fatality too close to that bear.
Yeah.
Well, and the
Yeah.
thing is that dude told us one down there, if a bear's out in the middle of sunlight,
Yeah.
they're hungry.
They're
They're
hungry.
not like they're not to be fucked
No.
with.
Yeah, it's finding food for its cubs or whatever.
Whatever. Yeah.
It's generally looking for somebody to shake down for food. Yeah.
So that Cordura jacket didn't protect him.
No.
But it'll do fine on the highway.
That might be a new rating system for for air tech. Yeah.
Aerostitch.
Aerostitch, yeah.
Aerostitch.
Aerostitch is just like
Is it-
one
you can-
bear paw, two bear toes.
Grizzly rated. Black bear.
Grizzly rated.
Kodiak.
My shit's koala.
I'm
I
going
got some koala shit.
go polar.
Yeah, D3O.
Drop
yeah.
bear.
Right, polar bear. Ooh, man. The polar's their winter riding gear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like when
it's
you
made
go.
out of seal skin.
Bad idea.
Does anybody else smell that?
Look at this awesome one-piece leather. What's it made out of? Seal skin.
That should be no problem going to the Arctic.
It's going to be
event.
watertight. Yeah. Oh,
Next
man.
killer whales jumping out of the ocean.
We were up on the Olympic Peninsula a couple years ago on Honda Trail 90s, vintage ones, and we were going down a trail, and we come up to a tree that's across the road. Yeah, there you go. So, great effort. We lifted the bikes over this tree, which is as tall as this table, 3 feet tall
Jesus.
or something. We get the bikes over it, and then we start riding maybe 100 yards. A bear comes lumbering right across the trail. I was like, holy shit. He must have been watching us when we were lifting the bikes over the...
Say, come on, guys. Come on. Down this way.
Yeah,
Come on in.
So we go another mile maybe, and it's a dead end, this road that we're on. So now we have to turn around and go back by where we just saw the bear, and then lift the bikes over the same tree that we just lifted them over a minute ago or a half hour ago. But we never saw the bear again. But we were nervous nonetheless.
Great story, Pete.
Well, fuck, dude. If you see a bear, there's more. You're only seeing the least good at camouflage.
Yeah.
You're like,
that
you're
one's not
looking
trying to hide.
right.
When you- when
you're
you get-
looking at the friendly ambassador
Right.
bear.
When you
Yeah.
get off the plane in Bozeman, Montana, you have the option of when you go through the airport of buying bear spray.
at the airport.
At the
right there.
airport.
At the airport.
They literally will sell you bear spray. Now, on the way back out of the airport,
Right.
they have drop spots
to
for
drop off your bear
in case
spray,
you haven't
so they
used
can
it.
resell it
I
to the next
see.
guy.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's a
Nice.
racket.
That's the
That is a
thing,
hell of a
is
racket.
they literally will sell you a fire extinguisher full of bear spray to walk out of the airport.
I have a new business plan now.
Tom misheard him though. He said hairspray. I don't need that.
Hairspray.
I'm going to set up a booth next to Killboy at the Dragon. So there's going to be Killboy at the Dragon, and then there's going to be, Bear Knot.
Bear away.
Yeah, Bear Away.
Bear away.
Yeah, and Bear Away.
Well, that's the
and
thing is-
I'll sell just bear spray at the Dragon.
But that's the thing. It's literally down there. It's all because that's my area.
Right.
It's black bears. If you make loud enough noise, black bear is going to go. Well, fuck! I don't need a sandwich that bad. Fuck you.
Okay.
I had
Fuck up.
I had actually a lot of black bear encounters when I was hunting in Potter County, PA.
Right.
But I always had a 30-06 on me, so it was not such a big deal.
Problem solved.
So I'm going to set up a booth next to your booth, and
way
I'm
to
going to
do it.
sell scent that you just get to slap on your buddy's back, like, "Hey, good ride," and then you don't got to worry about it.
I'm not a bear expert. Like if I see a bear in the woods, I'm just like unassing the AL.
yeah, no,
I'm gonna take your resume.
Assholes and elbows. I'm gone.
You only need a 22 to get away from a bear.
Just got to shoot your buddy.
Dude, my wife,
Shoot your buddy in the knee.
I thought she was going to be dead in Nashville. She was going to go and try to kiss. You know my wife, dude. She'll kiss the bear.
Literally,
She'll be
yeah.
like, "Guess what? We're bringing him home with us."
I'm shocked that you managed
have
to
a
come
bear?
home without
Yeah, I
extra
know.
animals.
No, we're at like 55 now.
He doesn't.
so-
He doesn't know yet, but there are extra animals. He just
yeah.
hasn't seen them yet.
Yeah, there's
You-
some hideaways.
You're going to need a call pretty soon.
So
Absolutely.
Nick, tell me about your bike, Nick.
Oh boy.
Oh, wait, hold on. Before you start, I did want to say this just because that cavalier attitude that we've had regarding black bears. The largest black bear on record currently 880 pounds.
Wow.
That's big.
Too
That's
big.
really, really big.
And
I don't want to
also
interact with
believe,
it.
They shot one in 1972 was 902 pounds.
I also believe cocaine bear was a black bear. So bears
Nine-
That was a real
cocaine.
thing, wasn't it?
902
Oh, it was.
pounds, and it can scamper up a tree in like 3 seconds.
and has claws that can dig through a Vespa in 2 seconds.
And is high on
Not a good
cocaine.
situation to put yourself
I get
in.
the whole thing and be like, look, it's a black bear. They're friendly.
But he's
No.
on cocaine.
Yeah, you know
Not
who's
taking any
at
chances.
fault for this is fucking Yogi Bear. He made everybody go, "Oh, look at the bears. We can just go hug him," and he's just gonna go,
Yeah.
"Hey, boo boo."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
think
you
of-
for not
you
doing
know-
forest fires.
And you know
What's gonna happen?
a bear doesn't just like bite your head off or twist your neck.
no.
They high
start
five you,
they start
kick your
eating
leg
your
off.
ass first. They're going right for the rump. So you're going to be laying there. The bear is going to just be eating your ass
He's
for a long time.
He's got a truck and it's
He's got a truck with a sticker on the back.
It's teed up.
I was going to say, you really just loaded
If
that
you're
one.
lucky, he wants the soft guts out of you.
If you're lucky, the bear will only.
If
eat
you're
your ass.
lucky.
Say that's all the bear wants this time.
Sean's like, "Wait, go back to the eating the ass."
He's got his tongue all the way up in there.
That is
It's
fucking
like,
terrifying.
it's like poo with a jar of honey here.
Oh, no.
They're going to chew one arm off, then the other, then the
I bet squirrels have killed more bikers than bears.
To be fair,
Yeah, maybe.
So
Yeah,
if you
dead-
wanna-
dead
if you want to
squirrels.
pull this up, I did find a picture of the scariest bear. There you go. That's the scariest bear right there.
That's
That's the scariest bear.
Wonderful.
I
That's
feel
the
like I've
scariest
seen
bear.
him on Grindr.
That's
And now we've lost.
I was gonna bring up the scariest black bear, but I couldn't do that.
is that my profile photo?
What was that? What's the guy? Oh, what's his name? You know who I'm
Yes.
Let's go.
Dave King says, "Eating ass first. Sign me up." Yeah. That's not fun.
God.
That's awful.
So before we, so should we introduce like
So
we have
Nick-
your name, but tell us.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Moving right along.
So first of
done
all,
like-
because we have people that weren't here an hour ago or 2 hours ago, so let's talk about one. How did you end up in a basement with a bunch of old white men?
Oh yeah,
This time.
that's like a long.
Oh, wait a second.
Yeah, right,
How did you end up in a sweaty basement with a bunch of white men?
This time.
man.
Yeah, the noise you're hearing is a fan in the background because it is 137 degrees in
If
the
we
old,
turn the fan
Yeah,
off, the
yeah,
podcast
yeah.
stops.
Yeah.
Well, I rode my bike, my Honda Hobbit. I rode it to Desani Cycles.
Delzani.
Oh, yeah.
It's a cool spot. It's a cool spot. The guy's got a unbelievable shop and does like a wing night thing every Tuesday. So I went over there and Chris showed up. Chris showed up on his monkey first, and then he went and grabbed his Janus 250.
Oh, that's how he gets
So,
them.
Yeah,
so
that's
he
his
does like
courting.
he does like the bait and switch.
That's right.
It's a
well,
gate- it's
well,
gate-
so Ed came out to look at your bike, and he makes an offhand comment to say, "Wow, that's a cool bike, but it's no Janus," which kind of cracked me up. And Nick said, I've seen those on, looked them up online," and I said, "I got one. I'll bring it back in 10 minutes."
Yep.
Oh, Chris was excited. He was
That
gearing
thing-
up.
That thing was pretty impressive. I like that. I like those Januses. I mean, it's you know you gotta be
Janus.
on that. You know, you want that 1920s style and like the thin. It's like its own thing, but it's very high quality, very well put together.
When you're
The fact
sick of
that it's-
being normal.
Yeah, and it's cool and it runs so good.
Well, but don't forget, Smith jazzed his up though. He's got all the cool parts on it and everything.
He does.
Yeah.
I saw you got the extras.
Did it in my own shop.
Yeah.
The so now
So
of all are you a Moped Army member?
I am kind of loosely.
Right.
I am. I
Yeah.
pop in.
Yeah, and then our local moped group. So we have what do we have? We have OPED in Ohio. What's your group that meets up on Wednesdays at Skidmark called?
That's Shapes.
That's Shapes.
Yep, and that's a moped collective of a bunch of brilliant people that love these little bikes, and every Wednesday we meet up and we wrench on them.
So tell us more about the Hobbit, though. I mean, it's not just a Hobbit. It's been
No, that
it's
one's special.
so much more than just a Hobbit.
So yeah, I got into Hobbits super young. Like I found one with like a tree growing through it in a guy's junkyard when I was like 14 years old, and kind of was just, you know, why does this thing have pedals and an engine and the whole thing? And I, you know, cut the tree out of it and brought it home, and I just got running. I got it, you know, going, barely running, 20 miles an hour. It was, you know, red and white PA 51, so they only were 20. And I got it running and everything, but then I just was like, well, maybe these aren't the mopeds to get because it seems really slow. And then I got like a Pook and a Sax, and I was like, no, they're all slow.
Well, Phil brought that up. Phil was like, I can't believe he didn't do a Pook or a Sack. And now we found out he
Yeah, I
did.
did. I did like a Murray.
Obviously, like the rule is, if you're going to do this, you can tell in every community, whatever community you're into. I don't care if it's decoy ducks or whatever. There's like I see you're new here, right?
Yeah.
So if you show up with a Pook Magnum Mark II with a pipe on it, you're new here. Mm-hmm. That's easy. That's attainable. That's approachable. It already came with a 2-speed fucking gearbox.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's not hard to make that bike go 50. Right? It's pretty fucking easy to make that bike go 50. But how we know how long your beard is, how tall your wizard staff is the more inappropriate your starting point is. Mm-hmm. So if your starting point is very inappropriate, and yet you end up with something that's hella exotic, then we're like, oh, wizard level achieved, because anybody can make a Magnum Mark II into a quick moped. Doing it with a Hobbit, though, is a whole different level of commitment, because it was available from the market with, what did we say, 20 miles per hour?
20 miles an hour for the red and white, like the basic model,
Right.
the limited one. And then the 30 mile an hour was like the yellow and white one. Mm-hmm. A little faster.
That was faster.
Yeah. And then like once you got past like the 80 mark, they were all kind of the faster ones, but they had batteries and...
My black
Turn
one was
signals.
20 miles an hour, man. I couldn't make that thing go fast at all.
Yeah, they're pretty mild
I've-
when you first get them.
Hey, Phil, I've thrown pictures of his bike onto the podcast chat on Facebook.
Can we do
if you
that?
wanna pull them up.
Yeah, we can do that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to throw this up real quick because
Are you kidding? Of
To
course we can do it.
To just help sort of sell the point
Yeah.
that Nick's not just a casual fucking tourist when it comes to these dumb things. That Nick does in fact have a certain pedigree of two-strokiness.
Yes.
And we joke about there's that thing is like, oh, you like motorcycles. That's great. Well, when was the last time you built a shit hot 2-stroke. Well, okay. Well, that's a different level. And so you clearly have the fucking 2-stroke disease.
I do. It's bad.
It's pretty fucking bad. And so what you're seeing is you're looking at a bike that Aprilia put out with a 50cc motor in it. I've never seen a 50cc Aprilia RS doing a 2 p.m. wheelie.
Yeah.
Right? So I know that ain't stock.
Nope. That actually, that version is before I went 125, Honda CR 125 engine in it. That's just a stroker kit that was pretty awesome. It was Simonini made it, and it was a 44 millimeter stroke or 45 millimeter stroke, and then, the bore that equaled out to, I think it was 85.
Yeah.
But with the stroker crank on that thing did unbelievable wheelies after the stroke change. It had so much torque.
And so at that point, you were at 70 cc's?
Yeah, that one there
I think
was
the
85.
Simonini's 85.
It is
right?
85. It's 85 on
for
the nose, I
Simonini,
believe.
yeah.
So let me ask you a little bit about that wheelie. Was that a wheelie that was a clutch up, or was that you gave it the gas and it went whoop?
No, actually, he was going backwards really fast and stabbed the rear brake.
That's the way that no one knows how to do it. Yeah, that's the tricky way.
Because I love the 2-strokes. Whenever you just give it a lot of gas and it just stands straight up.
That's how that one was for sure. You just have to lean back just slightly and then get into the power band, and it does all the work for you. And a little too much, and you'll be on your butt.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you got to know how to cover that brake with those bikes.
Yep.
Well,
luckily that thing had discs.
Well,
That's not so much.
It's a race bike.
Yeah.
Well, and keep in mind, with 85 cc's, if you're going to be throwing a wheelie up, so you are at the very narrowest knife edge of RPMs at that point. These bikes don't make big torque at 4,000 RPM.
It's a narrow band.
It's a super narrow band.
Narrow.
So you're at 16,000, 17,000 RPM, which is where you need to be to make the front end come up. But 500 less, it ain't coming up.
Nope.
500 more, it ain't coming up. You got the narrowest of fucking razor blade bands to make it happen.
You've got your own wheelie control right there.
Yes, you do.
Yep.
Well, and think about it. So now you got your balance point and your throttle point.
It's really the balance point. That's like the main thing. Right. Like finding the sweet spot where you can control that bike no matter what is happening, what position you're in, 12 o'clock, whatever.
Yeah, it's
I'm not actually there yet. There's some guys that can just wheelie for blocks and blocks and blocks and never get out of the wheelie.
You just have to know that, like, at some point, that bike's no longer going to be nice.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. Yep.
This is going to look really cool for about 20 seconds.
Yeah.
And then I might have to.
No, I'm just
That's
saying,
why
like,
I don't do the wheelies
even the
too
best,
much.
even the best wheelie, like when I used to ride with the Starboy that day, those dudes, they'd get them right 195 times, and then the 196th time we were picking Scott up and putting his bike in the back of the truck. Like it just, like it happens. Like, and especially when you're newer to it,
Right.
you might get away with a few, and you're like, I got this fucking
Right.
thing, and then you get two guys behind you, and you're like, oh, I got to show off, and then you're done.
Done. Done.
A guy I worked with, hadn't ridden bikes for a long time. He went out and bought it was a Kawasaki. I'll just say Ninja, but a fast Ninja. And next thing you know, I was doing wheelies. I'm doing wheelies. And guess what?
Yeah,
he's no longer with
he's
us.
not there anymore.
Yeah.
He didn't get out of that deal. Question for you: the bike you're riding today, Mr. Hobbit, out there.
Yep.
So showed up from the nice, respectable folks at Honda. Nice air-cooled bike.
Great.
Very simple, very basic. Probably get a ton of life out of it.
Absolutely.
Showed up on the planet at 49 cc's. Very reasonable, very manageable.
Yep.
Showed up with, I shudder to call it a variator.
Yeah.
It's not really a variator.
Not quite yet. Yeah.
When they came out of the box fresh, they were more of just a clutch.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a centrifugal clutch.
There's a belt involved.
There is a belt involved, but there's not a whole lot of
loosely.
range.
Yeah. Right.
You kind of get like nominal power and then nothing.
Yeah.
So now that's the way that bike showed up. Air cooled, dinky, probably, what was it, 14 millimeter carburetor on that from the factory?
12, actually.
12? Jesus
12.
fucking Christ.
Yeah.
It's a straw.
It's a 50 caliber.
Like you can't get your
50 caliber
pinky through
carburetor.
it. Yeah.
So you can't get your pinky
It's
through it.
wild. Yeah.
So now that we've established the baseline, is your bike liquid cooled?
It is.
Oh,
I saw a lot
that's
of.
not easy.
There's a lot of ability things on there too.
No, there's a lot of plumbing on there.
Stuff. Yeah.
Okay, so first thing, it's liquid cooled. That is a whole fucking nightmare. Because one, you're not just letting the water go out the bottom and carrying 5 gallons with you.
Right.
No. you have to bring it back. You have to make it very hot, make it very cool, and then bring it back again.
Yep.
That's awful. Because, and anybody's worked with liquid-cooled motorcycles before, you'll know that air goes to all the wrong places.
Right.
And it never goes where you want it to go. And that's where there's weird things happen, cavitation, etc.
Yep.
So how many cc's are we now?
69.44 is the exact number.
You are within the race spec. You can race in the class. That is definitely a spec class motor. Check.
Yep.
So that's on the stock bottom end.
Stock bottom end, stock stroke. So it's 39 millimeter stroke with 47.6 bore.
So the same. So it has a stock variator, but I'm sure you massaged it in a lot of ways. Okay.
Nothing else is stock on it. The only thing that's stock on it at this point, the stock stuff is like the frame, which has been, modified, and then there's like the cases and the rear transmission cases are stock.
Okay, there you go.
So there's some stock stuff. But
Okay, now explain your expansion chamber, because that's a piece of work.
yes, it is.
That is a piece of fucking work.
That is a wonderful pipe that was made by Ryan Crank is his name. And
Good name for
he makes pipes out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin that are just unbelievable. He makes them for, any bike, any kind of project you got.
So you could say he cranked that one out for you.
Absolutely.
Hey-o.
He did two of them at the same time, actually, which was
Oh,
really
he cranked,
impressive.
he cranked
Yeah.
two out at the same time.
I had him
What's
make
his
me
number?
2 pipes, and he sent them out, and they were absolute rippers. And this one's still on that bike. The other one I ditched I went with like a dirt bike design, but this thing's just, it's been on there for 5-6 years now, and thousands. I've got 8,000 miles on
Oh,
that
look,
bike.
Moto Hop slobbing on himself. Where do you put a radiator on a Hobbit?
Right behind the front
Tom,
tire.
where did you put that picture?
I've on the podcast group on Facebook. I've got a couple.
Do you mean on the podcast chat?
podcast?
Yeah.
On
Okay.
Facebook.
Yeah, typically Hobbits are step through. I went top tank. That way you automatically instantly have a spot to put a radiator. The tank's not there anymore. So.
Right. Exactly. I'm going to pull a picture of it here so everybody at home can get their eyeballs on this fucking thing.
There we
because
go.
it is truly special.
It's not.
Got it?
It's not the fist launcher photo that I posted.
Okay, go ahead. Throw it up there, boy.
You got it.
Throw it up. Throw it up. Throw it up. Okay, so there you go. So this is
Doesn't that giant hand grip in the front wheel get in the way?
Yeah.
What is that?
Good picture.
that's so because this bike is just a very. There aren't too many Hobbit parts that made it through
No.
the selection process.
No, those are meant to go 20. So
Right, yeah,
we
exactly.
had to bail on that.
You had to get rid of all that
We had to
shit.
bail on all that.
Electric fuel pump?
No.
Gravity.
Look closer.
Still running gravity.
Look
nope.
closer.
It has a vacuum operated
It sure
fuel pump.
does.
That's
Look
a
at
boost
that.
bottle.
Yeah, I see the boost bottle now, and I
that's
see
the boost bottle. It gets teed in with the line that feeds the Mikuni
Melosi style,
rectangular style.
Yeah,
fuel
Melosi
pump.
style vacuum fuel pump.
Yeah, it's like a
Yeah.
1.7 liter per whatever.
Very nice.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, so now I have another very small question about the piece of shoestring that
That's-
is running from the end of your crank to
The water pump.
the water pump.
That's a robust O-ring.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
that looks reliable.
Yeah, and it actually, honestly, it's the craziest thing. Those are so reliable. Like the black nitrile ones, like I have on there in that picture. That thing will last 1,000 miles, and they're 10 cents a piece. So who
Right.
cares?
You can
just carry a couple in your backpack.
You could
You're
just
good.
put them on the bike.
Yeah.
You could
Like
just
every
have them
ride.
I can
scattered
zip
around.
time to
Every
the frame.
ride. Just
whatever.
change it every ride like a
Moto Hop has expressed their impressiveness.
But your water pump drive system is literally ein O-ring.
Yeah, and then
Right.
once it's running, the fun thing is you actually remove the O-ring. Like right now, it'd be not running. You
Right.
pull that O-ring off. You put it on the seat. You
Right.
put your pull start rope, which is just a piece of inner tube attached to a rope.
Oh, so that's your system for starting the
Yeah,
bike is
you wrap
a
around that
piece of
that-
inner tube.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All
you
right.
pull it around there and you yank it and it fires up, and then you go ahead and you put that O-ring back on while it's running.
flying.
While it's running.
Like changing the belt on an old Volkswagen.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
but it's pretty easy. There's nothing,
No, you could hardly. You almost
It's not going to take
never-
your hand off. It's just an O-ring.
it almost never
It's
pulls
not like
my hand
starting a
off.
Piper Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically.
Now-
You throw your leg back.
One thing that's interesting is I have the timing so far advanced that when you start it, if you don't start it with enough ass and you don't really pull that thing, it'll fire the wrong way.
It'll
and you'll go
run.
to hit the gas and you'll go backwards.
It'll go backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you get
Which
the
is how I
timing,
did that wheelie.
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, exactly.
There's that.
Don't
18
tell them all my secrets.
You're like, okay, 18 degrees before top dead center, and you're like, well, hold on.
Yeah.
Wait a second. if we go 21 degrees before top dead center,
I figured it out.
Just like those model
It's
airplane
called-
motors.
It's
Yep.
called free power.
Yeah.
We're just going to go 3 extra degrees. And then all of a sudden you're like, you go to start the motor, and on the recoil of it firing, literally, it pops itself backwards.
Right.
And so for people who've ever been in that situation, and it's a situation where I was in, where I had a motorcycle that fortunately had a fucking clutch on it, and I'm like, okay, great. And it runs. It'll sit there and fucking idle.
Yeah.
It'll fool you so hard because it's just pop, 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 pop,
Yep,
pop,
totally
pop,
normal.
Totally normal. And you let the clutch out and you go backwards. And you're like, well, that's fucking weird. And then you're like, oh wait, maybe I over advanced the timing.
I think
and you
with-
go back by 1.
Yeah.
With
Yep.
golf carts, that's how they do reverse.
Yeah, right. They
It,
just-
it just
no,
spins the
they'll
motor
still-
backwards and it'll run backwards. Or you run it forward, you can run forward.
Well, that's because your timing is absolute slop in those things. But like, there's a trick with timing, and that is, the whole idea behind timing is retarded timing runs really good on the bottom end, and advanced timing runs really good on the top end.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in a motor that only has 70 cc's, 69.999999 cc's,
Yeah.
you really want to optimize this motor for like 16, 17,000 RPM.
Right.
So guess where your timing is going to be? Full forward.
Yep.
So
And
you're
it-
so close to that line.
Right. And that's got like a really the orange, the orange CDI that you saw there on the crank. That's like it's a pretty good one. So it's got like a aftermarket CDI box on there that's got 18 different curves to choose from at the flip of the micro switches. So depending on what position all those micro switches are in, there's like 1 through 6 switches. If you put those all in different positions, you get all different curves and advanced or retard situations, whatever you want.
So can I say something?
Please do.
So
Please.
my day job, is I go to all these hot rod shows and I do interviews with these guys that have $250,000 hot rods.
Yes.
And they're they're beautiful. They have engines that have billet parts, much like this guy's bike.
Right.
And I go, sir, Summit Racing here, and millions of people are gonna see this on the channel. Can I talk to you about your car? Yeah. So how did you build it? What's in the thing? Well, I wrote a check to Tom, and then this and that and that. So meanwhile, this guy comes in. He's got this hot shit moped. He's like, and then the third bolt to the left is 3.4 millimeters. It's torqued to 1.3 torque out. I love this.
Well, we haven't even gotten to the left side of the bike
No,
yet.
I know, but I'm just saying, like,
This is just the opening.
This is how much I appreciate this because I am so sick of talking to rich guys that are just like, I wrote a check. I have no fucking idea.
That's a real thing.
It is a real thing.
So we're going to throw up this picture because you don't realize how small the bike is until you see Dark Helmet sitting on
Yes.
top of it. So until you see his helmet sitting on the seat, you're like, that's a fairly well,
That is literally a monkey right behind it.
Yeah,
What
right.
nobody understands is that Nick has a 17 extra large head.
It's true. He's not wrong.
That's like the fucking Arai display helmet they used to have at motorcycle shops. You could put your
right.
whole kid
Like
in.
the real big one.
The
You
big
could-
giant one.
yeah.
I think
It's
that'll
still
fit
10
in my.
sizes smaller than mine.
You did something to that picture. That's not that big.
Dude, I think that would fit in my pannier.
I think it would. So on this side of the bike, everything's looking suspiciously normal, except for, and I'm gonna zoom in on it over here because there's some skullfuckery going on over here in what I like to call the general explosive area.
Yes.
So I'm seeing at least 3 non-homogeneous metals lined
Yes.
up here.
Yep.
So, well, that's something you don't see every day.
Right. That is the Stage 6 70cc scooter kit that produces around 20 horsepower, given it has the perfect bottom end with the right transfers and all that. And this doesn't. It's a 1978 Hobbit bottom end that I've modified with, basic hand tools. But
This guy's the Alan Milliard of Cleveland over here.
You took the words right out of my mouth. There's no shame in that. And look what he.
yeah, I mean, it
Alan-
runs good. It's just
No, it's actually badass.
I've operated leaf blowers with more CCs. Then now the second bit of freaky deakiness that's going on here.
Oh, I think you'll see it right now.
Okay.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
second bit is, where did this swing arm come from?
Okay, that is actually another thing that another brilliant person makes. A guy in oh shoot, I forgot where he lives now, but it's Shane Rickert.
That
I
drink
think-
is very dopey.
God, I forgot where.
Smell.
Yeah,
I-
but he makes these now.
That is not. I
No,
just
they're
drew this up on.
TIG-welded,
I didn't
yeah.
draw that up on a napkin and say, "Let's go
no,
for it."
they're extremely well designed.
That is
very
brilliant.
strong,
Well, it
very
would-
strong, lightweight.
Because you think about the original equipment that this bike came with was stamped steel.
It's a
Yeah.
stamped steel, and they break all the time.
Wait, there's a chain on the other side and a belt on this
Yeah,
side?
that gets everyone. That
Okay,
gets
so
everyone.
we are going to talk about the reason there's a chain on the other side is so that it is technically still a moped.
Moped means motor and pedal. That's
Right.
what they're
Oh, man, you could work
Yeah.
at my shop tomorrow.
Yeah, he didn't want to
I
ride
say
a
that
mow.
100 times a week, man.
I mean, I've got like 6 lips now. I mean, there's 3 available. You want them?
And I love the whole idea of the superfluous pedals and the whole deal, but you
Yes.
are still chain drive. You are still functional
I
pedals.
do like to pedal. I mean,
Yeah.
sometimes you don't want to rev to 14K to get
Right.
through a park. You know what I
To
mean?
get
So
going.
you turn the thing off, you pedal through the park. Everyone's like, whoa, that's funny.
That's a very
quiet.
It's a new electric scooter.
Yeah, it's an
new
electric bike.
moped.
Cool.
It's good to
Oh,
go.
Yeah,
you should make it
fire
a
it up, like,
hybrid,
what?
dude. That would be the ticket. Make it hybrid.
It's
and
been
put-
done.
Yeah.
It's been done. I would love to do one, actually.
Oh,
It is.
yeah.
It's not a bad idea.
So the
Not in the face. Not in the face.
the just dancing, right? The just dancing on legality.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then,
yeah.
So what is going on with our final drive back here? Because, okay, so in the front, we've got a variator clutch assembly.
Yep.
That's your open primary there.
That's fully.
That's definitely your open primary.
fully open.
So that's just so you make sure you never wear long pants.
Tie your shoes.
It keeps you, right, exactly.
Oh,
that just
dude.
keeps you away from bell bottoms,
Yeah.
right?
That would be a bad day, dude.
Yeah, get in the shoelace.
Yeah, the shoelace for sure in there,
Just say
man.
goodbye to your leg.
But this is, so is this a, am I looking at basically a slipper clutch with metal rollers, or am I looking at a 6 ramp?
That's actually a pretty. I'm surprised you haven't seen one of them. That they sell those for like a lot of Vespas. That's a Plini variator.
It's a Plini variator, right?
Yeah. So
Okay.
they only all they did to that was just modify it slightly to fit the
to take that one.
take the axle of the 32 millimeter for the
Got it.
the Hobbit. But otherwise, that's like the same.
That's normal Plini shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
pretty.
That's a standard three.
It's the three
25 degree. Yeah, it's got
Probably like
25
6
degree
weights.
ramp plate.
Yep. That's
It's
the standard.
got, and I run in that, so that comes. You can actually run either 16 by 13 weights or 15 by 12, and 15 by 12 run a lot better.
And
So I do that.
You're looking at it backwards from what you're normally
Exactly.
seeing. in
I'm
it.
normally
Right.
looking at it the
Correct.
other side.
Yeah, correct.
Right.
Yep.
It's 180
Yeah,
degree,
I had
not
a-
the
I
way
had
I
a
should be
Hobbit
looking
Mark
at.
II, and it was exactly like that. It was just a cheaper version of that.
Okay.
But yeah, it was a Hobbit Mark II. It was technically a variator.
Right.
So you pull it open, had the weights and everything else.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
this is the good one.
Yeah,
Yes.
this is obviously the
Well,
good
I mean, a
setup.
really good one, but
Right.
yeah.
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 That's pretty fucking rad. There is so much. I mean, there's a lot happening in this thing.
Love
There
the gold
is.
rims.
Well,
There is
Disc
a lot.
brake. I like the disc brake.
Lizzie's Wheel Solutions.
Lizzie's Wheel Solutions, and we're going to talk about that because
Yes, we
Lizzie came into my shop not that long ago, and she goes, "Hey, can I give you one of my cards?" And I was like, "Cool. What do you do?" She goes, "I lace wheels." And I went, "Bob, the wheel guy, doesn't answer my phone calls anymore. I think he might be
I'm
dead."
sick and tired of sending shit to Buchanan's.
Right, and Buchanan's right, exactly.
Yep.
Right, I still have my account with Buchanan's. So, but Lizzie does lacing, and that's fucking cool.
I'm going
Trust
on
him at the
record right now
speeds
as
I do
saying
too is wild.
I fucking hate truing rims.
well,
I hate that shit.
yeah, that's a whole different thing.
So
Yeah.
no, if somebody builds rims, on it.
There's
Right there.
there's I used to say there's not enough weed in the world to make me enjoy lacing up wheels, but then weed got better.
And then,
Yeah.
And then Sleepy showed up and went, "Hey, have you tried this weed yet?"
Right, Sleepy's like, "Oh yeah, this is pedestrian shit I don't use anymore." Yeah,
Well, man, it's taking me like 7 hours to lace this rim.
no, it hasn't. It's taken me 2.5 minutes. I was here for all of it. Yep, that's exactly. I was in a complete fucking K-hole the entire time. This is fucking amazing on a fucking Hobbit. Literally,
It sounded fantastic when you pulled in.
It's fun.
It's this might be a thing where we have to actually have visual aids for people to listen to the podcast on
For sure.
well, because there's a
BuzzFeed or anything else. Yeah.
fucking so much going on here.
I know.
Well,
right?
that's why you did the chat. You've been telling
Yeah,
people. So
yeah.
if you go to
This is
Facebook, look for
yeah.
Cleveland Moto. What is it? Cleveland Moto Podcast Chat.
So our chat, in case you want to participate or you want to get the dirty pictures, right? Or you want to leave the dirty pictures.
if you're listening and you're not participating
right, and
live,
you're not sure,
Yeah.
right? If you're just like, I just don't know if I really want to get into this. It's just go to Cleveland Moto Podcast Chat. It's 3 words. They're spelled exactly as you think they are. Cleveland Moto Podcast Chat. We have 77 members, excuse me. But if you go on the Cleveland Moto Podcast Chat, we're going to be, that's so my text message doesn't go off 735 times when somebody goes, "Oh, look at this cool shoe I saw."
Yeah.
That's what it does. But we can use the Cleveland Moto Podcast Chat to be like, "Oh, look, this is essentially where the coolest show notes and underground traffic
and
goes."
everybody has to
Yeah.
understand we're all like 50s and so we don't understand Discord really yet. So we're
we
not
could
there.
conquer Discord. It's just yet another channel to be on.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, come on.
Got a Facebook with the old people and the teachers. And
I gotta balance my time between my signal and my grinder. My signal and my grinder. My signal and my grinder. I gotta go back and forth.
We have a good question for Nick.
Go
And
ahead.
it is, what is the maximum RPM of that motor?
About 16.5. Probably the fastest I've seen it spin.
All right, somebody else posted a question a few minutes ago too. Said, "How do you have this thing registered as a motorcycle or as a moped?" And I noticed you had New York plates on it too. So what's the legality in say New York versus Ohio?
I think it's the same. I just have it registered in New York State as a Class A moped, which there's A, B, and C. C is like the 20 mile an hour. B is 30, and then A is, I think, 30 to 40, and you have to have insurance on it. But I was like, whatever, insurance on a moped is like, $80 a year. So whatever. I just did that, and then they handed me a plate, and I was off.
And off you fucked.
Yeah, and I didn't even have like a title, no title for that. It was just a barn find bike, and I went in with a bill of sale that I wrote myself, and
It's exactly how you do it.
It's
Right.
really easy to register those.
How many? So has this top end? Has this been the only version of this top end so far, or like so many of us, is this version 3, 4, 5, 6, 7?
That's actually a great question. So this is actually number 2, but I didn't need to do that. I took it off because I put 5,000 miles on the bike, and at that point, hours. Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Oh, wait a second.
Yeah.
For the kids,
You brushed over
for
that.
the kids playing at home. Okay,
If you can
all
imagine.
right. I have seen furry tails that are more comfortable than this motorcycle.
Yeah.
I have been in surgery that's more comfortable than this motorcycle.
Yes.
5,000 miles on this motorcycle is 100,000 miles on any real motorcycle.
Correct.
This is a bent piece of tubing with an extraordinarily angry yard implement strapped to
Also, do the math.
it. Yeah.
5,000 miles at 40?
16,000 RPM. So that's like
Yeah.
975 million rotations. For fast math, right?
You're
That's my
essentially
chisel
riding a
bob.
dental drill.
Yes.
It makes the same noise.
Does it vibrate? Not that humans can detect.
My teeth fillings fall out. once
Only
in a
dogs
while.
can hear
Yeah.
Everything's clean. He just gets ultrasonic.
It is literally an
All the dirt
ultrasonic
falls off of me as I ride, and just
It's like a shower.
it is.
Your jewelry is
High RPM
Metal
shower.
Hop brings up a valid point.
Just shakes.
There's
off
no
all the
ass
dirt.
left for the bear to eat.
Yeah, it's great bear deterrent.
Well, that, and he goes up 4 more RPMs, and it's an ultrasonic device.
Exactly.
He goes up 4 more, and like animals' ears start bleeding. Right. Yeah.
Congratulations, Moto Hop, on hot showers.
Yes.
Their water heater went out.
Their water heater failed. Oh.
Getting the RV ready.
Okay. All right.
Learning about RVs and the mice infestation.
Jeez. Oh my God.
Yeah, you had Tanuki-san break into yours.
No shit, man.
By the end of my RV, guys, I had mice, squirrels, every sort of rodentia. It culminated in a
You had a capybara in there. I saw you had a capybara in your fucking RV.
raccoon coming through the vent, chowing down a whole can of peanut butter, and then shitting it out on the passenger side, passenger footwell. And that, my friend, is when that fucking RV needed to sail. After it caught fire from the fucking squirrel's nest in the engine
I was there that day. I saw that.
for the second time.
You'd be like, oh yeah, your RV got infested by bees and wasps. Amateur.
I got a fucking deer living in my
Kodiak Bear broke in and fucking tried to find all the apples that I had in my Vespa.
So wait,
The fucking squirrel was like, it just went through that thing and got like through the heating system, through the thing. Like it was coming, like it just went everywhere. There was squirrel, like it fucking went in.
And you
one end and out
sold
the
it.
other.
Somebody bought that thing.
Oh, fuck yeah.
It's a meth.
Somebody bought that.
It's a meth lab now. Come on.
Came pre-seasoned.
I shits thou not. I took a shop vac, a full-size shop vac, and vacuumed all the squirrel out of there. When I went to empty the shop vac, it was packed to the top of all
And there was
of
a
the
squirrel
shit.
flipping him off.
Like the inside, any insulation that there was in the walls was no longer in the walls. It was squirrel's nest everywhere.
God.
Oh shit!
That hurt. What was that?
What happened?
I don't know. The whole world is ending.
I don't understand.
But
All right, we're
okay.
okay.
They were
Anyways.
talking about how they got squirrels in and they ate a diabetic mouse because they got into a bag of sugar, and a squirrel or a mouse
Squirrels found cocaine.
a mouse can fit through a 1/4 inch gap, an 1/8 inch gap. It's
Wait.
stupid what they.
A diabetic mouse?
Yeah, because they had a bag of sugar in their. Well, let's call it a moving truck RV. I don't know if you remember last year that he's got the
They
mini
had like a
split.
giant old U-Haul.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like a big old fucking
Yeah.
a 1994 U-Haul.
yeah, and so they were violated by a mouse. I had mice. I was trapping the mice, and if I wasn't quick enough, mice were eating the mice in the trap.
Yeah!
And so it was like
Don't tell Renee
That's
that.
meal prep.
all I had to do was
This is
just
like Renee's worst nightmare of coming into the shop with a mouse in the trap with a mouse actively eating the mouse.
Knock, knock.
leave the mice in the trap and reset it, and I was catching more mice.
Oh my gosh.
God.
Yeah, the only thing that's your friend at that point is old school decon. You got to go out on eBay and find the blue granules and everything.
Don't tell Sean. Sean O'Hara would have issues with this.
I know, yeah. I had to go extreme. It was the only way. I mean, I was feeding them the green blocks and stuff, and they were just like propagating on it. Like they were pooping out green
It was
blocks
a
and having
mouse
babies that were
aphrodisiac.
pooping out green feed. So
Next thing
yeah,
you know, you have the 14th generation of green mice.
yeah, living on the fucking mouse bait. So yeah, I've been listening to your podcast. I like it. It's good.
Well, it's,
I look forward to seeing you guys down at Mid Ohio.
Well, yeah.
I hope you don't have any hassles getting down there and back. He's looking for an automatic transmission, but I think he's not going to accomplish that before Mid Ohio. I wouldn't.
Do you know what you can replace that U-Haul with?
Another U-Haul?
Is another U-Haul. Right? Because it turns out they'll rent them to you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
it's-
I keep talking about getting
After
Becky
band
and I
camp.
are like, we want an RV, and Phil's like, I just want to rent RV.
I will be
Like,
happy to
U-Hauls
continue
every week.
renting U-Hauls. Every time I write U-Haul a check to have a clean, dry,
That smells
quiet
like
sleeping
Fabuloso.
environment, it's so
They
perfect.
have a mini
It's literally, we have to have it smell
they
like
have a mini
Mexican
split,
restaurant.
but I don't think Hey, Kevin, how you doing, bud?
I mean,
That's one of the reasons I'm so pumped about Mid Ohio this year is Kevin's coming down and he's going to be racing a CB160.
going to be racing.
So that's going to be some awesome.
Nice.
You talk about timing. He had that. His was at 45 degrees. I'm like, I don't know.
It
About
just
that.
depends on the motor. So everything, there's going to be a timing mark for every kind of different motor, and just depending on your motor, there's going to be a God-appropriated timing mark, and we're going to violate that.
Yeah.
Right. They're going to be like, okay, that's what Honda said was right. We're not doing
Turn
that
it up
anymore.
to 11.
Oh,
Right.
on his bike, nothing hasn't been violated.
That's the whole idea.
Everything's fully violated.
It's completely fucking violated. So this motor.
And while I was there helping him, I violated him too.
So when I'm looking at this motorcycle, what I'm seeing when I look at this particular fucking Honda Hobbit is that this is not your only bad idea.
No.
No,
so many.
no. What else is in the garage?
Oh boy. I've got another Hobbit.
Well, of course you do. You couldn't possibly
Everybody
only
ready?
have
Is
one.
everybody ready?
No.
It's the Chris Smith Ask Cam.
Nice.
No, you
There we have it.
couldn't see him. He's camouflaged. Yeah, he's fine. He's compliant. He's camouflaged.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have another Hobbit that's,
do.
that's
It's-
less interesting.
A little less interesting.
I saw it in the back of a boat.
Yes.
Yes,
Yep,
exactly.
I boated that a few times.
And
It's great to go from marina to marina with a moped.
well, this was
Handy.
the.
If you don't have a boat.
Yeah.
And if you don't have a boat,
Just
or
going.
if you don't have a super reliable
Cruising
boat,
the marina.
Right.
so this is a fun one. I'm just going to throw this one up just so the folks at home can see it. Let's throw that.
No,
up,
you
'cause-
can't, Kevin.
That's true, Kevin. Oh yeah.
All right, there you go. So that's how you know that you're doing it right is when you're, yeah,
Just trying to live the dream.
yeah. When you're just the guy on the Honda Aquatrax is like, no, really, I got a Honda too. It's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Mine's red and white. Yeah,
We're just vibing
We're just
together.
vibing. Yeah, check it out. This is cool. And so
Ooh, that's a newer one with the mag rims.
Yeah, I got the mags on there.
it's pretty cool, man. You're truly living your best life with
Why do I
that.
feel like Scotty's like in the background chasing him down?
Well, I think right, and you pull up at the dock of the yacht club in front of the like proper fucking
Yeah, oh yeah.
$200,000 boat, and you're like, yeah, but does yours have a fucking moped? Because mine does.
Pulling out on that dock and ripping was
Right.
hilarious.
You stole my Hobbit.
Yeah.
Right. I think that's cool. I totally approve of this way of looking at things.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I
gotta
think
make
that's right.
things, yeah.
You got to make shit work.
Bring the
That's
joy
cool.
in.
But that's fun. I mean, that's super duper cool. Okay, so we got two Hobbits now.
Yep.
Yep. What else you got?
I have the Aprilia still.
You still have the Aprilia?
I do still have the Aprilia, but
Right.
it's getting a different swap. It's going to get a 400cc EFI 6-speed from a KTM or a Husqvarna.
Okay, all right.
Oh, that'll be a fun bike.
T300i engine
That's
or
gonna be
the
a-
KTM 250SX.
Both of those
W.
are absolutely noble donors.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are noble donors.
Outrageously powerful for that size frame. But
Oh, yeah.
everyone says that about the 125, and I ripped that thing for
I was going to say,
years.
yeah.
Yeah.
And when somebody's like, well, that's outrageously powerful. Like, no, it's not.
because
They make two strokes up
Well,
to
I mean-
1,000 cc's.
Right.
Well, I mean, that frame, they have the 125 version for that
Exactly,
frame.
that's how
and then
I
they
looked
have
at
the
it.
250 Cup Challenge bike, which is
You know,
not much bigger.
My buddy Paul Kohler, who races sidecars, I think he has the 125 taken apart in his attic.
Okay, no kidding.
Yeah,
I mean,
I might be able to hook you up with
Dude,
something,
that
man.
would be-
I'll set you up with Paul
that
because
would
I know
be-
he's
yeah.
not doing anything with it. Like it's just sitting there. So he's
That's-
racing sidecars right now. So.
Absolutely, yeah.
Do you begin or start worrying about structural integrity of the frame once you get up with that much horsepower and that much motor in it? I mean,
I don't know.
I don't know how robust the frame
They're
is.
pretty good.
the RS50 is a really, really big, rigid aluminum frame.
I was gonna
it's
say,
like a
so-
full sport bike, but then the subframe is where it holds the engine. You'd have to kind of make that real nice. But for a 125, I felt like what was there plus some triangles was good.
Absolutely.
Always add triangles.
When in doubt, add a triangle.
After last year's sidecar fiasco, that's probably not a
I'm
bad
gonna tell you, when they put that fucking sidecar in that Benelli TNT 135, and everybody's and all the fucking genius level minds, and we're talking about people with engineering degrees and shit like that. And Unky Phil walks up, and I looked at that cocksucker, and I went, "Not enough triangles," and I went and sat back down, and I was like. And everybody's like, take it out for a spin. And I was like, I don't need to. It's not enough triangles. And I took it out, and it did exactly what I knew it was going to do. It sucked hard. It sucked hard, and it was totally unrideable. And it just turned into the letter V, right?
Well, it
and I
was
was
like-
like, yeah, this is not enough triangles.
Whoever designed that was like, okay, this tubing is like the lowest grade tubing we've ever seen.
And we're going to weld it to
Yeah.
1/8 of an inch steel plate.
Right, and then the
Right.
axle.
Yeah.
we're not going to run it across the entire
No, not at all.
bottom.
We're gonna
And
make a
then
stub axle.
Just going to just weld
Just
two
a
little
stub
welds.
axle.
It's as though they didn't realize that once you put a sidecar on
Yeah.
it, that's what's going to hold it up. It
what's-
no longer
here's what we're
balances. It has to be able to hold the bike.
The
up.
wheel on the sidecar was less supported than my 20-inch Murray lawnmower.
Yeah, right. Seriously.
It was that fucked, right? And I looked at that and I was just like, there's nowhere near enough triangles. They needed to send you a whole extra box with extra triangles because a human being cannot be on this. And then I learned that the only way to operate it and make it go forward was to stand on the sidecar. Put my feet by the outboard wheel and then reach across and drive it that way. Because any other way you would do it, all it would do is it would just fold the bike in half.
Well, there
Because
was
it
there was
needed a bar that went from the triple all the way down to the wheel.
But apparently, what
have
nobody
one.
saw and nobody really said, because once the guy started selling me, he was like, "Fuck it, I'm going to make money." It was supposed to be for a cooler only. It was supposed to carry 12 to 18 beers in a
Then
cooler.
why did he sell a seat?
That's because he's an idiot.
Because the cooler
Yeah.
needs a nice place to sit?
I guess.
No, he fucking sold a seat and handlebars to go in that I'm just for a beer cooler.
Yeah.
And here's the other thing about sidecars. If you have a sidecar and you don't have any weight on the sidecar or in the sidecar, you don't have a sidecar anymore. You have a weird appendage flying through the air on the side of your motorcycle because that cocksucker will not stay on the ground at anything above 1 degree of lean angle, right? So it's only on the ground whilst you're turning right and or left, depending on the orientation of the sidecar. Long story short, bad design, bad engineering, looked good on pictures, and they sold enough of them to get a really shitty reputation with a lot of people that he took their money from.
So what he needed was a capuchin monkey that came with the sidecar.
What he could have, we could have also sold him an extra box of gravity.
Also true.
So you could have just sold him a box of gravity, like, here's your sidecar, but in order to make it work, you're going to need this box of gravity. So you give him like 80, 85 pounds of mercury. It's probably pretty small. Fits in a small container. It's probably very portable. And just put that over there by that bullshit axle that never worked right. And it probably handles better. Probably works great. But again, not enough triangles. Yeah, triangles. Add more triangles is always a good
So-
thing.
Always the answer.
Yeah.
So since we're talking about Nick's bike, which is very tiny,
Yes.
and we're here
Adorable.
this evening, what is happening next Thursday?
The mini bike roundup. At the while we can go back to the just a quick mo. If anybody out there in podcast land has an Aprilia SR50, That's a scooter. That's
yeah.
a scooter. If
Dietech.
anybody has that scooter and you have one in your garage and you desperately want to not have that scooter anymore, please call me because I have in my possession a complete Valentino Rossi Peace and Love generation set of Aprilia limited edition body kit.
Come on.
I have it in my garage.
hey,
I
Phil?
had 2 of them. I gave one
Hey,
away.
Phil, guess who has an
Yeah.
SR50 in his garage right now?
Do you?
Yeah.
Shit, is it like a 1999-ish?
Yeah, it's the 2001. It's the exact one you're looking for. The
Okay.
Minarelli water-cooled motor and the carburetor.
Well-
it's been blown up for 10 years.
Is that one Dietech or no?
No, pre-Dietech.
That's pre-Dietech.
Pre-Dietech,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, it's
right.
pre-Dietech. You can throw the picture
the
up there if you
early
want to.
Dietechs will take the same body
Got it.
work.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
You
So-
just nerded out
Yeah, that's
beyond my
what that is.
capacity.
Yeah, so that's the Peace and Love edition bodywork.
I don't
Yeah.
remember if I
That's
salvaged
like-
the motor or not, but
Yeah.
that's the Minarelli water.
If you're just listening,
That is something.
it's fluorescent green and yellow and very special with peace signs.
Yeah, it's
very cute. It's very nice. Very
I'm
nice.
here for it.
Aprilia when Aprilia officially said we are becoming part of Piaggio now.
Yep.
There was Aprilia used to have their headquarters in Atlanta, Georgia, and so they were like, "Hey, does any Aprilia dealer want?" And they had a whole list of shit. They were like, "It's going to be like the cost of
Tanuki.
shipping." Tanuki, get a drink.
Oh, there he is.
You thirsty little Tanuki. So I have the bodywork, but I don't have the bike to go with it. How fucking hilarious is that?
I literally
So,
I bought it
yeah.
brand new from Motostrada.
Yeah.
Bought it from Mark Juris.
Yeah.
The X didn't understand what the red light meant on the dash.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that
So
means
it
there's
burned
no
up the
oil in
top
it.
end.
Oil
Yeah.
in it.
Yeah, that's what that means.
So I kind of
Just
tried
out
to
of oil.
stuff a Zuma motor into it once, and it wasn't quite right.
There's a better picture of
So
it
I
for the
just put it
folks
in the corner.
playing at home. Again, this is a liquid cooled 50cc bike.
Yeah.
So
Ripper.
in its natural form, it's de-restricted. It's 49 miles an hour. However, everything on the planet exists for this, and it's cheap.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And this is not a hard bike to scare 25 horsepower
it's-
out of.
you-
But don't you need a bottom end?
Kind of want one now.
What's that?
Don't you need to start with at least a bottom end?
Mine in the,
Well, the long and short of it is
there.
every part that Tom's has broken,
Yeah.
we were going to take off anyway.
Oh yeah, no.
No.
You can
So,
punch
yeah.
those out to 100 real freaking easy.
Well, and I have a Malaguti. I get a liquid cooled Malaguti F12 Phantom,
Yeah.
which
Oh,
is
cool.
the Ducati.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I get the Foggy edition, limited edition Ducati. That's how I met Ewan McGregor. Yay! But I've got one of those bikes with the full MHR shit. The problem with the MHR shit is the MHR kit lasts like 4 hours.
yeah.
So you go to all the trouble of building a liquid cooled 2-stroke top end, but it has a racetrack life expectancy of 4 to 5 hours. So it's not going to be a street experience. It's not going to be a fun street experience. Well, it will be fun for a short while, but then you're going to have to put it back together again. So I have just, before we gave up our racing career, I was able to sequester many, many Malossi boxes. And I've just kept the Malossi boxes sitting next to the F12 Phantom, right? So I've got the F12 sitting there, liquid cooled, with all the Malossi boxes, and they all just need to find their way onto each other, you know?
One of these days.
Yeah,
we're
you know
going
what's
to have
funny?
Enough time.
One of these days when I need a motorcycle that will still be less powerful and slower than every other motorcycle in my garage.
This is like when I walked in and I said, "Oh, you've got a R9 back in the corner, R9 150 back in the corner." He says, "Yeah." And I have it as a parts bike for the pizza delivery bike that's in my warehouse. And one of these days, you're going to swap the motor, which we need to do for Pete,
Again,
so he can have the tiki bar.
this
on
entire
wheels.
thing, like the
And we're
joke
yeah, one
is
of these days when we have the
one
time.
of these days when we have the time, I have an entire Malossi literally the Malossi 172 kit sitting in boxes with a Piaggio Hexagon.
Well,
that we can take even further, because right
So-
now it's got the Malossi 172 kit in it with the multivar and everything else. So it's a pretty good bike that looks a little bit like a couch, but that's fun.
Yeah.
So Johnny, getting even further off a tangent, Johnny Mac stopped by this week and fixed the generator, the taco truck generator. And he was hanging out, and he comes back in the shop.
Oh,
and he goes,
shit.
"Wow, what are you doing with that over in the corner?" Oh, hey.
Oh yeah, here $5. Moto Hop gave us $5 towards the you have 14 days.
Oh no, it's gonna take more than $5 for that.
Let me
$6 at
let's
least.
send it back.
let me read this for the 99% of our listeners who are listening not on the YouTube. $5 towards the you have 14 days to fix and swap the SR50 for Vintage Motorcycle Days
That
fund.
ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's gonna take more than $5 for that one.
So a long time ago when dinosaurs ruled the earth, there's a fellow that we know that was the U.S. distributor for Genuine Scooter Company, et cetera, the inventor of the Stella scooter, the inventor of Scooter Works, just generally an interesting cat named Phil McCaleb. And he was trying to pen a deal with Piaggio, the guys in Italy, to be the official U.S. distributor for Piaggio Vespa scooters. And in their back and forth, they gave him one of these for his birthday. And this is arguably one of the dumbest looking scooters on the planet.
But
this particular dumb looking scooter has accidentally inside of it a two-stroke 125cc liquid cooled motor.
Oh.
And with Malossi, you know, the two motors that Piaggio did that are kind of legendary is the 125cc two-stroke motor and the 180. The 180 is the one everyone talks about. They use that in Gilera Runner and the Italjet Dragster.
Oh, yeah.
And it's out of the crate, 30-plus HP, and it's a super fun motor. Yeehaw. And the trick was, in the European market, especially in the England market, if a bike is over 125 cc's, 90% of your potential buyers can't buy it. Because the L registrations, the licensing means that, you know, until you've got a certain number of years of experience under your bike, your belt, you are going to be riding a 125. So they said, we need a 125 that can carry two people, a bunch of fucking commuting, you know, briefcases and garbage and shit like that, and still kind of be able to go on the freeway. And they let loose with their fucking fuzzy crayons, and they designed this fucking bike, the Piaggio Hexagon. Well, it turns out that when Malossi was building when everybody built all their high-speed, low-drag shit for that sweet-ass 125cc two-stroke and that sweet-ass 180cc two-stroke, this bike has that motor in it. So it is very possible.
I witnessed that bike doing 75, 80 mile an hour.
It'll run 80 miles an hour, no problem. This bike with the standard Malossi kit that's on it right now. And here's what's weird about kits, like when you're talking about two-strokes. Hey, dude, I got a 180cc bike. It's two-stroke. Good for you. Do you want to put a kit on it? Yes, I do. You're going to put a 172 kit on it. Well, no, that's smaller.
Yeah, but it's 5 ports.
It's smaller, but it's ported to fucking Jesus.
Yeah.
It's Malossi. You know, it might be 8 cc's less, but it's 50% more.
Right.
Even though it's
more
8 cc's less.
Yep.
And like, that's always the joke is I've owned Gilera Runners, you know, 180s, and I've owned Italjet Dragsters. Well, if you have a 180 or you have a 125, the same cylinder is going on it. The same shit is going on that bike. Because, turns out, do you know who likes making their bikes fast? Young fellas. And do you know who says, I'm stuck by law of having a bike that says 125 cc's? Yes, you are. But that doesn't mean I can't fuck with it. And they do. And man, I will tell you, young Italian kids with a bit of a disposable income will force the industry to make stupid fast shit.
That was the whole purpose of the T5.
Yeah. The T5 was literally, let's take a Vespa that meets a 125cc requirement. Okay, yeah, you can legally ride that without insurance or a license, whatever. Good for you. But let's give it 5 ports. Let's just surround the whole cylinder with ports. We're like, what's holding the top of the cylinder up? I don't know. Just bridges. It's just bridges. It's just bridges at this point. Well, which ones are transfer ports? I'm thinking they're all transfer ports at this point. Some just transfer energy from the world into it. There's, you know, which ones? Right. What's that? That's a boost port. What's that? That's also a boost port. Really? It has boost ports. Well, it has transfer ports too, but, well, there's a lot of them.
That's why that Yamaha CS5 that I had was a twin cylinder, 5-port Yamaha motor that screamed.
Yeah. It's like when you're playing around with two-strokes, and like we were joking earlier, we were talking about like the A. Graham Bell book.
Yes.
Right? So that book has been out for at least 60 years.
Yes.
It's a very old book. And our friend Nori Kerr, God bless his soul, Nori Kerr designed a book that was the same book, but not just for Yamahas, but for Vespas. and performance tuning like the Nori Kerr way, when you see that it's the same juice, it's the same soup, it's the same science between the Vespa people and the Yamaha people, it's just in a different configuration. It's just in a different location. So that's pretty fucking cool.
Canadian asked about an Elite 250. Does that have the pop-up headlight, or some do? Some
No, the
don't?
Elite 250 is not a pop-up
No,
headlight.
it's a solid headlight.
It's a
and
solid
then there's
headlight.
two versions. There's the melted jelly bean, and then there's the older one.
No, that's the Elite 250s are only one format.
Oh no, there's two.
Really?
Yeah, the later 150 that Kimco built,
No.
which looks like a melted jelly bean. They called it a 250 and a 150.
Okay.
But it's
All
still a
right.
Honda Spacey, so.
Yeah.
The melted.
But still the very big long one. Isn't
It's
it?
the Honda Freeway / the Honda Spacey.
The long one is the Helix.
Oh, the Helix.
Oh, the
Yeah.
Helix.
The long one is the
Helix
Helix.
But the reality is that you cannot get a whole lot of parts for them. They're great bikes if you're just going to leave them the hell alone and ride them until they explode.
Isn't
60,000
Calcio a
miles.
250?
No, it's a 150.
Oh.
Yeah.
CH 150 Deluxe.
Dude, I love
So-
how Hoffert, Grumpy Sewer Guy, has the BMW sticker on his Helix just to fuck with everybody because people are like, "What is that?"
That was the joke about the Pacific Coast you told me originally, was that it was either going to have a Helix badge or a X9 500 badge.
One of my PC 800s was badged as a Piaggio. I just thought it was very confusing to people. So I had taken the badge off a P200E.
Okay.
And I had made it into a P. I got the 8 from a Piaggio 80. So I took the 8, and so I instead of saying P200E, it said P800E, and then I completely badged it out as a Vespa. And so you get a big giant 800cc Honda scooter that's 100% authentically badged as a Piaggio, and it's white with blue trim.
Okay.
So it's
yeah.
color specific.
Yeah.
I had at least 50 people tell me they knew my bike and that they had my bike and that's that's the biggest Piaggio they ever made. And I was like, well,
Cool.
great story, bro. Let me know more. Right? Yeah.
Tell me more.
Right. Tell me more.
So to answer Canadian Jason,
Yes.
if it's free, take it.
Yeah.
If it's not free, don't spend a whole lot of
So
money.
yeah, here's the trick.
He said he was scooter curious and he was looking at one of
I
those.
had this really stupid idea one year. I showed up at the Niagara Scooter Rally, which is a traditional vintage scooter rally. Oi, 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 skinhead, oi, oi, oi.
Put them on the glass.
Put them on the glass, yeehaw, never forget. So I decided it would be really fun to show up at that rally because at the time, all the really fast boys had TS1 kit Lambrettas that were all
it's sitting on my lip right next to
right
next to my desk is sitting one of the most fastest ones from there.
Exactly. So, and I got a garage full of that shit. So I thought, you can spend a lot of money, a whole lot of money to make a 60 or 55 mile an hour Lambretta go 80 miles an hour. Or you can spend $200 and you can buy a Honda Elite 250.
Or a Riva 180.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I bought a $200 Honda Elite 250 that had a Kenwood car stereo on it. That had a Honda.
Absolutely, it was factory.
It was a Honda
Okay.
factory Kenwood
It
stereo
is
on
one
it.
of the hardest accessories to find.
No,
Damn.
$200. It was on the bike when I bought it. I didn't have to work hard at all.
But that's the problem.
It,
is that
it was there.
you
And the guy that I sold it to, he didn't have to work hard either.
Exactly.
He was like, dude, do you have the stereo for that? And I was like, I do.
Hell yeah.
Right? And he's like, how much do you want for it? And I said, $300.
Yeah.
Because I paid $200 for the scooter.
Yeah.
So I went to an actual, real, sanctioned motor scooter race at Circleville on one of these bikes. And I worked and I put it through tech. So I safety wired it. I did all the things you had to do. And here's what I'll tell you. I took this bike to a scooter rally where everyone is riding bikes that go, the fast bikes are going 80. Stoney's nitrous-powered Lambretta is going 83. And I passed the group with a beer in my hand, sitting upright
Yep.
with a windshield and a top case and the radio going. And I passed the ride out. And then I passed the fast fuckers in the ride out while looking at them and going, cheers!
Cheers, boys.
and just walked them on an 86 or whatever Honda Elite 250. It's fine. Got back, drove it like an idiot, smoky burnouts, the whole thing, had a lot of fun with it. Because, hey, $200, right?
I've done the same thing with a Bet and Win 250.
Super
two
fun,
up.
right? How dare you? And then they're like, well, we hate that bike. We're going to burn that bike. We're going to burn that thing. And, that's what would happen back at these rallies in the days. So if you showed up on a Japanese bike, you might not get to take it home.
Okay.
Oh.
And that was not uncommon. So I knew that I was taking chances. So once it got just a little bit dark, I hid it because I wanted to take it home. Because, hey, it's fast.
Yeah.
And it's okay. And you can adjust the valves by ear.
And then somebody said, "Hey, was that John Stafford?" And suddenly it went all.
Now, you know what? You know, the Honda Elite, the Honda CH250 Elite is it's awful and it's bad, but it's not Riva 180 awful.
No.
That's
God,
truly
no.
awful.
Oh, there's nothing worse than that.
That's super duper awful. At least with the Honda CH250, at least it's a Honda and it's 250 cc's, and you can adjust it
And the seat is
at
comfortable.
an IO. Super comfortable.
Because that has the valve adjusting rockers with the set screw. So you unloosen the screw, you play around with the lock. You actually could just loosen it and kind of like hold it sort of tight and then tighten it up. And while it's running, and it would be probably fine.
I've never in my life adjusted valves in 2 minutes and did it right every single time. And you could just do it because you're like nothing better to do.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I'm going to adjust my valves.
Now, see, we poo-pooed the black gold Yamaha Riva 200.
Yes, we have. The Trans Am edition? Yes.
Yeah, the Trans
I poo-pooed
Am
it. Absolutely.
Riva 200.
But here's the problem with these. So I tried to take it on the racetrack. And first thing I learned is that unless you're in Hawaii, nobody has aftermarket racing suspension for this cocksucker.
Yeah. Oh.
But I also found out that in Hawaii, they love these fucking bikes.
Oh, I bet.
Because they're like mountain roads and everything else. They're like, oh my God, they're so fast. So, but now Kimco People 250s exist.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I
Which
forgot about them.
actually handle really well, and they're like a real legit good bike.
Oh.
Bet and
Displacement's
win and Grand
roll.
Vista 250. Just immediately, you're like, why did I bother with an Elite?
Well, yeah, right. Yeah. I mean, a Grand Vista 250, when it came out in year of our Lord 2003 or whatever.
I'm sorry, the Grand Dink.
I would bother.
Now, the Grand Vista,
because it's a Honda.
honestly, the Grand Vista, but the Bet and Win was better.
Oh,
the
yeah.
Bet and Win was a much better
That's an
bike.
amazing bike.
If we're going to talk, we have one in the shop right now that's every bit of 20 plus years old.
Yeah.
And it's got every bit of 20-some thousand miles on it.
It is worn out and walked out, and it will still do
Doesn't
80
matter.
miles an hour.
Runs
Dang.
great, handles great, corners
yeah.
great. It's got the juice in the brakes is 22 years old.
Yep.
Like I promise you, the sidewall of the tire in the front is 22 years old, right? And I took it out for a ride today, and I was
the
like,
cheapest Kenda money can buy.
she does boogie, like she does boogie.
But
Yeah.
you laugh at this.
Yeah.
I pulled that did the rear wheel, and stamped on that wheel is Grameca. Made in Italy.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Well, this was the big thing that we discovered in year of our Lord 2002 or whatever, was that Kimco was just a company that for the most part bought good shit.
Yeah.
When Kimco got its
Yang Motor
Kwan
Company.
Yang motherfucker, Kwan Yang Motor Company, when they got their freedom from Honda, they were like, oh, well, we can just buy good shit. We can just buy good shit. And so they did buy good shit. It turns out it built an actually pretty fucking good bike, So, but that's a horrible bike. Liza let me borrow her piece of shit. So Liza ended up with one of these things, and I was in town for something in Santa Cruz, and she's like, Phil, you can take the CH250 out. Take the Elite 250 out. And her bike is like, her suspension is by Velveeta.
Yeah.
Like, it is just fucking trash. And I was like, well, oh yeah, these tires are gone. They've lost their sidewall. They're just trash. And then I realized the suspension was way worse than the tires.
I think the first time I met Denver James, he had bought one of those at a yard sale in Colorado and had ridden to Down and Dirty. Like, it literally didn't even change the air in the tires.
didn't
Just
have-
rode it,
right.
put a battery in it,
Yeah.
cleaned the carburetor with like a brush, and rode it from Denver, Colorado with this shark theme on it,
Yeah.
straight to New Orleans.
The only difference between this and the Helix was 12 inches.
Yeah. Okay. In the middle.
Well,
So that's like what? Like
Right in the middle, yeah.
ClevelandMoto 12 inches, right? The
Right. Cleveland Motor 12 inches.
yeah.
That's it.
Sometimes there's something about riding on a pogo stick, especially if you're like at Mid Ohio.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
something with whopped out suspension is actually the best because
Well,
you're just kind of.
since you
It's like
said
the
that-
magic carpet ride.
Dude, my SP was like that. It was just, except for squeaked, but it was just like,
Yeah,
so
that's
good.
fine. That's fine.
Yeah, it was perfect
Totally
for Mid
fine.
Ohio, man.
Speaking of which, we've had a number of our podcast listeners reach out to us and say, hey, look, are you going to have a bike for me to ride at Mid-Ohio? So here's the rule. We're going to have a bunch of bikes at Mid-Ohio. We're going to have quite a fucking selection of bikes at Mid-Ohio. If I'm not responding to you and going, okay, you're going to get the black Kimco like 200 or whatever, the reason I'm not doing that is because Mid-Ohio is still more than a week away, right? And shit can change. Understand this. if I'm going to loan you a bike to ride at Mid-Ohio, one, that relationship means that you are riding something that is currently for sale.
Right.
It's not yours. I didn't give it to you for the weekend unless you want to buy it.
I mean, PayPal exists.
Well,
If you want to buy it, that's great. You know, throw some along green across my hand, and you own that bike, and I hope you sell it by Sunday.
and here's-
Yeehaw.
And we bring, I mean, like between all, well, depending on how many people come, but we bring enough pit bikes
Yeah.
that the way it kind of works is nobody really gets assigned a bike. But if you want to go scoot for an hour and a half, take a bike and go scoot for an hour and a half. But just don't hog it. The
My
whole
statement to the people who have sent us messages, and there has been more than one, if you would like to reserve a bike for Mid-Ohio, you can do that by seeing me on Thursday night or Friday and purchasing one. And if you're a podcast listener, anybody who's been in the radius of me knows I'm going to give you the honey of all deals. And then whether you keep it or you explode it with fire or you sell it by Sunday, I don't care. It's not my problem anymore. But what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to be like, okay, you are now the landlord of this bike. And if you damage it or whatever, then you have to like make restitution, because that has been sketchy. That has caused rifts with people in the past 15 years.
Yep.
So somebody takes a bike out and they're like, they didn't know that bike had already been sold because they've been riding it for the first 3 days.
Yeah.
So they just grab the keys and off they fuck, and then they end up crashing it. Well, it's been pre-sold already. So the problem is you're going to feel bad that you crashed it, right? Because you thought it was cool. The customer who's buying it is going to be really mad that they bought the bike in condition A and now the bike's in condition C, right? And they're going to want to take that out of my end. Like I'm the bad guy. Well, I'm not the fucking bad guy.
I like to get it running. You can ride it program.
That's another good program.
Yeah,
That's an excellent
absolutely.
program. I like the sound of that program. Yeah.
We're taking bets on this one.
No, you know what? Fucking poor Tom signed up for that deal. I saw Tom riding a bike the other day that I wouldn't fucking piss on if it was on fire, right? I mean, a bike that is truly
Well, I came out-
angrily fucking hating environment. It's just hating the world.
I came out and I was like, hey, I got
didn't
the
see
light
that.
running. And you were like, you what now?
Oh, I was
Yeah, I
so.
fucking blasted a light down the street at 45, 50 miles an hour. And you're like, you did what?
You're like, why? Why did you even do that? That's awful.
I literally rebuilt the fuel pump on it. And you're like, what? What did you do?
We're going to have to cut the whole headset off just so we can wrap enough string around the top to make the headset bearings work.
Yeah, okay.
Because when you hit the brakes, the wheelbase gets 3 inches shorter.
Just pour JB Weld in it and then crack it loose, and it'll be fine.
There we go.
The
There we go.
hysterical part of this, though, is you're going to sell it so it's cheap enough.
Yeah, it has a
It is
title.
It is a Kimco-like 200.
It's fuel injected.
Fuel injected.
This is gonna end up
scooter
in-
that will do 70 miles an
It'll
hour. So
end
you've
up-
got a ruckus.
It'll end up in a ruckus
Oh, yeah.
before it leaves our booth.
Yeah.
Like it is the perfect ruckus swap.
It is. It's fuel injected Ruckus 200 waiting to happen.
Waiting to happen.
It already has the right size wheels, you know? And you're like, okay, don't buy it for what it is, buy it for what it could be.
yeah,
no.
But in the meantime, you don't need a golf cart.
I mean, it is the ugliest, nastiest plastic.
Oh, okay. Speaking of Moto Hop, why should I buy a Navi? Okay.
I mean, if you can buy a Navi for $900, do it.
If you can buy a Navi, so here's the thing.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say this and you can respond how you fucking like. The Honda Navi costs $600 in India.
Okay.
Retail. At a real Honda dealership with real people, Honda employees that work there. You're not getting a Navi that's that much different than the Navi we're getting here. The point is that Navis were built to cost $600 in India. That's what they were built to. They were built down to a price point. The Honda Navi has 1958 technology. It has drum brakes front and rear. It has a carburetor that's been on 58 different Hondas.
Oh, yeah, it's basically a Honda NS50.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's what a Honda
Honda
is.
Express 50.
It's a Honda Express 50 with a 100cc bore.
I've
right?
seen a dozen of them lately. I don't know why. I just keep seeing Navis everywhere.
Okay, do you know why?
They're cheap.
It's the cheapest thing Honda sells.
Yeah.
And as long as it's the cheapest thing Honda sells that has two wheels and handlebars, people are going to buy them.
And dude turned the little luggage compartment
Yep.
into a boombox.
Perfect.
There we go.
Perfect. But here's my thing with Honda Navis.
Further driving the price down.
Yeah.
I can have the Honda Navi riding experience on a $900 Buddy 125.
There's a
Yeah.
sim-
Hold on, though. It has a disc brake in the front,
Yeah.
50% more horsepower.
Yeah, but Buddy 125 is way better.
Oh, yeah.
Way better.
yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
So that's why you shouldn't buy a Navi, is if a Buddy 125 exists in your sphere,
Yeah.
then you should buy one. But if you would like the world's most deadly tires, Nyla Grip Zappers, if you would like rudimentary brakes, and I use the air quotes around the term, and if the Navi's what gets your thing hard, then rock on. Go buy your Navi.
They're still selling it with those tires?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
But don't expect too much out of it, because every single person that I know that's ever bought a Navi has said, well, it's really good for what I paid. And that's that statement, is that there's always a qualifying statement behind it. Whereas most motorcycles that I would like to buy says it's really good, and then you go leave.
Yeah.
Because
full
you
stop.
made a declarative statement, full stop, it's really good.
I paid 5-ish years ago $900 for a Buddy 125.
Right.
And I have been riding a Buddy 125 for the past 5 years because you know why? It's one of the best cheap scooters you can possibly
I
ever
love
buy.
fucking
And
buddies,
they're-
man.
Buddies are
They're
awesome.
remarkably hard to kill.
I feel bad for the buddies you've been fucking.
They are remarkable. I mean, I'm not joking.
I mean-
when we have our friends that are like, it's mid-Ohio, it's 93,000 acres, and we're going to go back in the hare scrambles, and we're going to go back in the trails and everything else. And they're like, do we need a dirt bike? And I'm like, no, you have a buddy.
You have a buddy.
You have a buddy scooter.
Yeah.
You can go, and I have done. Everywhere my friend is sitting there riding a CRF 150, and I'm on a Buddy 125, and I am just right in his pocket. Everywhere he goes. Yes, there's not nearly as much ground clearance. Who cares? Hit the bottom and fucking ride it out,
Yeah.
hero. Yeah, just go for it.
You know why Jeeps were so good in the wheelbase? Because of the wheelbase. Short wheelbase, though. You don't have the ground clearance, but you have a short wheelbase.
short
So
And there's at least 2 I think we're taking.
We're taking at least 2. Yeah, we're taking at least 2.
So-
But it's just that kind of a thing where it's
But
like, yeah.
even in the real world, the Buddy 50 exists.
I know.
That thing rules.
And you can punch that out to 70, and the Rattler 110 motor, you can take that whole crank
literally
top
just
end assembly,
goes in.
pump that right
Just
in.
goes
yeah,
right
but
in.
if I had a Rattler 110, I'd keep it a Rattler
No, what
110.
I'm saying is you can take the crank and the top end out of the off that. You can buy it off the shelf.
Yeah, you can buy an
and punch a Buddy out to a 110 two-stroke.
Yeah, and that's not even hard. That's
Yeah.
all from the same manufacturer.
Yeah, it's all PGO.
Yeah, yeah, that's a kit that's just waiting to happen,
The
and it's
People
going to be
50s
reliable.
and
The People 50 is another
People
one.
50s rule. Like I built a couple of them, 70 and they were rippers.
They're-
They got the big tires, big
Oh,
wheels.
we buried the lead. We have 3 Black Cat.
That's the point. The point is we're bringing 3 Black
Black Cat
Cats
50s.
to Mid Ohio,
Dang.
and I'm going to
And that
number
is-
them: Black Cat 1, Black Cat 2, Black Cat 3.
Okay.
That is the Minarelli air-cooled
Minarelli,
50cc that will punch out the Rattler numbers.
Well, and that's the trick about some of these fun little bikes. Fun little bikes are fun little bikes.
Oh, absolutely.
And when you've got a bike that's just got a heart of gold, and you're like, what does this thing do? Oh, dude, just
Yeah.
Can I take this on the freeway? No, you can't take it on the freeway.
No.
But what can you do with it? You can grip it and rip it, have a fucking hilarious time, go into that corner at 9/10, and it's right there for you.
Yep.
And what is it? It's a shopping fucking trolley. It is literally a shopping weapon.
This is how all of us got hooked on Vespas originally. Is it's a cheap bike you buy at a yard sale for $50.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
And then suddenly it went from 50 to 500 to 5,000, and we're like, no, that's not what we're doing anymore. Which is why he's building Honda Hobbits.
Well, this is the whole thing.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. To say that, but that's the most, again, that's a hilarious thing, because you're like, okay, that's a $75 bike with $7,500 worth of shit on it.
Oh, yes.
absolutely.
Right?
Yes.
So you're like, okay, well, or I could buy a $7,500 TL1000R.
Meanwhile-
that's literally track prepped.
Meanwhile, we're coming back to the point where the Cushmans are worth nothing again, so we can buy Predator motors and put.
So I don't know if you guys know this, but this weekend, next weekend is Wasion for anybody who wants to go out and do that. Wasion is Northwest Ohio. Wasion is like a mini AMA Vintage Days. And
It's the Antique Motorcycle Club of America.
anything over 30 years old. So if your bike's not 30 years old, don't bother. And I've got a couple of motorcycles that are in my showroom right now that qualify. That BMW R100 RT. And so I'm thinking about taking those and throwing them in the back of my pickup truck and just showing up at
In
Wasion.
fact, that poor bike is still sitting there.
I'm going to try to make that unhappen, all right? So I'm going to go to Wasion, and I'm just going to pull it out of my truck and park it with the other motorcycles, and try to just use some of that, use some of like the environment of people that are going to be there will look at that bike and go, wow, that's a really super crazy clean R100 RT. And I'd like to have that in my life for the cost of a couch.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that would be fun, right? Yeah.
me 15 years ago is like, how the hell is that still sitting? Why am I not riding that
Well,
bike?
and then every 2 hours I'll go out and I'll start it up and I'll ride around the cocksucker,
Oh, yeah.
right? And I'll just ride it around with the fucking price tag and shit on it, and I'll just wave at people and be cool. And I'll pass out little high life Geritol cocktails.
Yeah.
And we'll be good. Everybody will be happy. So, but Wasion's a different crowd. Wasion doesn't burn things.
Yeah.
But the point is, Wasion is attainable for us.
Do they blow things up?
No. Wasion is fairly sedate.
If you're not in bed by
Does the
7:30,
bourbon
they're going
fairy
to call the
visit?
cops.
Oh,
Well, if in case you're wondering, today's Thursday, but you know what scooter rally, you know what motorcycle event hasn't started yet? The Portland, Indiana Vintage Motorbike Show.
Oh.
So that show starts tomorrow, but it started July 5th. So what's happened is they said it's going to be the second weekend in July. They said that 25 years ago. And people kept getting there a day earlier, and a day earlier, and a day earlier, and a day earlier, because these are the Cushman people. They have time.
Right.
They don't have a job to get to.
Oh.
And they have a camper with a picture of their Cushman on the side. Right? So they kept getting there a day earlier and a day earlier and a day earlier until the campground said, look, you can't get here before the 4th of July. Because the 4th of July is our fireworks spectacular. And we're using this fairgrounds for the fireworks spectacular. So we don't want you guys here when we want all the citizens to come in and enjoy the fireworks spectacular. So they came to a very tenuous agreement that said that the Vintage Motorbike Club could have access to that campground starting on July 5. So people could start arriving. And what's hilarious is there are campers literally set up outside the grounds on July 4 to get the good deals. That's what happened. Guys are like, I want to get there early to get the good deals. And then somebody else said, I want to get there a little earlier to get the good deals. And they one-upped themselves into an entirely different weekend. So now, the weekend that the event is supposed to happen, they have the awards ceremony on Saturday at like noon or whatever. And you're like, cool, I'm going to, I'm a working person. I have to work on Friday. So I'm going to go down to this event. The event says that it's going to be on, the 12th. So I'm going to get down there Saturday, and everybody's locking up and everybody's closing down and everybody's leaving. And you're like, wait, the event is scheduled for like the 11th, the 12th, and the 13th. And they're like, oh, yeah, but you got to get here a week early. And that's just now. They should just print it on the things to be like, these are the dates, but also everyone's going to be packing up and leaving. They're going to come to the awards ceremony with their trucks and trailers already packed.
Can I make a little point?
Please do.
So, we're making fun of these guys in a way, but we're all about 65% there because we're already gaming the system to
My
get into
point
early.
exactly. In case you want to know how to break something, you're like, when we get there Wednesday night, oh, you are flirting with fucking fire.
I know, but I got to be naked at fucking Mid-Ohio, man.
So that's exactly what we're talking about. We've started a fund for anybody who's bitching about the camping being $195 or whatever it is.
$295.
Oh, yeah, that was...
$295
Yeah.
for a campsite?
Yes,
but
it
you
went
get
from
two
like
tickets too. So
So I bought my tent site for $125,
right.
but that was not with a human pass with it. It was just for the tent.
Yeah,
camping.
now it comes. So you think about it. Like the pass is what, $90 a day?
I don't know.
I think it's $90.
No, it's not $90 a day. I think
weekend.
is for one
$90
day.
for the weekend.
Weekend, yeah.
Okay.
So, it's
So
$90
that's
a week.
$180. So then the camping was only 180. Well, 100.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so 120, 25.
I don't.
my
well,
math
I can tell you
sucks.
that. I can tell you that to get a camp spot for me,
Yeah.
I was charged $125. I have two camp spots. They charged me. I have receipts. They charged me $125 times two.
I just didn't see a way like
Yeah.
doing it online
Yeah.
that you could buy just a campsite. They automatically buy.
And the
a
idea would be,
Yep.
your dumbass has to be there to need a campsite,
Right.
and your dumbass has to be there for 3 days to need a campsite. So if you want to cook that in and say, okay, there's 2 people per campsite, that's 90 plus 90 is 180. You throw the campsite on top of that, that's an extra 125. Now you're at 280. You're at 305.
But I just want to buy a campsite and park my stuff on it. I'm going to camp on one. I just want an extra one. I want to,
Whatever.
Yeah.
I get it. I understand the whole thing. I mean, we look again. Understand the game. Figure out the rules. Know what they are. I'm still going to say it again. Unky Phil says, sign up for the hair scramble. Because we know people that have signed up for the hair scramble. And they're not talking about $295 for camping, right? That's just the thing. There's a thing that exists. I was looking at the website today. If I wouldn't have been so busy, I was about to buy myself a pass for the hare scramble. Why? Just because I know enough people that could use it, right? Would my hair ever get scrambled? Not sure. Do I have things that could scramble hares? Yes, I do. And if somebody came up to me and said, well, Mr. Waters, you're registered for the hare scramble, so you need to be at the hare scramble, I will invoke the Nick DeVito rule, and I will be in the hare scramble for at least 125 feet.
Right.
I will sign up, I will grit up, I'll breathe in the smoke, and when they throw the flag, I will go exactly as far as Nick did.
You know what I'll do? And I'll make it look professional, because then I'll be like, action. And then once we get a good shot,
Yeah.
I'll be like,
Cut.
done.
You know
All right.
what?
Somebody
You know what?
brings you a champagne. There you go, Phil.
We
We're
gotta,
set.
we gotta, if I gotta do this, we got a black cat. I will rock that thing the entire
This will be like the
way.
time the Vespas entered the Perry Dakar.
Please let Tom do this. I'd like to see him in cast.
Let's go.
Like lots of cast.
You know what?
Not
Hey,
me.
Sleepy.
Oh, that's right. That's no, you're not allowed, Tom.
Exactly.
No,
Right.
Sorry.
no, I've been.
Do you remember that?
vetoed.
You remember that shop you used to go to?
Yeah,
Exactly. Right.
Why don't one of you
V2
guys buy that $1,500 CL77 on Marketplace?
Because honestly, it has too many carburetors.
I know.
Yeah. Is it?
There was
cool?
a time
Yeah.
when I really wanted that bike, but
me too.
Even me now,
Me too.
I'm just like,
Hey,
no.
Johnny, you want
What
to
am I
see
gonna do with it?
B125S?
What's that?
You want to see B125S?
Ooh.
Yes, of course I do. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know if I do.
So-
or
You keep telling me I need to empty
What's
my
our time?
garage.
What's our time?
Oh, actually, right about 2 hours.
Good. All right. Excellent. This is our last story. Okay. Right now, up until October 26th, so you have a large open window, you could show up at Crawford Auto and Aviation Museum and see, not kidding, respect being given to mini bikes.
Oh, yeah.
Little tiny bikes. Little tiny bikes that make people smile. Because the illustrious Crawford Auto and Aviation Museum and Western Reserve Historical Society, let's give it its due billing, because it is an amazing fucking museum. It's a cool fucking museum. It's a cool museum to go there when they don't have 50 fucking cool ass mini bikes. But in this particular case, they have 50 fucking cool ass mini bikes. And some of our bikes are in there.
I mean,
right?
don't you have like 27 of them in there?
No, I got like 4. All right. So I got like 3 or 4 of them in there.
And Chris has one.
Oh, that's right. You got a bike in there, don't you?
Once removed.
Once removed.
Yeah.
Here, would you? Yeah, right. How do we quantify this ownership? However, coming to you next week, this radio show that you're listening to right now will be broadcast live from the rotunda at Crawford Auto and Aviation Museum
And to all the ships at sea.
and all the ships at sea. Ahoy, ahoy. What we're doing is Dan Davis is nice enough to say, hey, look, we want to have the podcast there. So they're going to do a ride. They're going to have a scavenger hunt. We've donated shit for the prizes. They have an entire itinerary of stuff that's going to be happening, not Wednesday, but Thursday. We'll sell you the seat. You're only going to need the edge. It's going to be fun, and we're going to be doing a podcast there. There's going to be beer. There's going to be food. There's going to be stuff. There's going to be a ride. So get you to their website and understand what's coming on, because this is going to be a fun event. It's going to be a fun thing for people with mini bikes.
And we're not going to let Greg talk into a microphone, so he's going to explode.
Oh yeah. No, I think we absolutely
Yeah, he
should.
has to.
I think if you don't do that, that's a mistake.
No, I told him when he asked about it, I'm like, do you think that we couldn't have you fucking on the mini bike fucking show? Come on,
think
man.
that we should give him a wig,
Yeah.
a sequined something, and a megaphone.
Right.
Because that's only going to make things better.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
I think it's great.
Oh, I can't
So,
wait.
Yeah, so that's going to be Thursday. So if you tune in next week, we're going to be we're going to do an away mission. So away missions, that's a thing we do. That's a thing.
They'll have air conditioning.
And Greg's credentials, man.
Boy, that'd be great right now.
But for anybody that doesn't know,
This is turning into a schwitz very quickly.
that dude builds the sickest bikes. I did a whole video on him on my YouTube channel, and a lot of people like it. Dude,
I've
it's
known
sick.
him for a long time.
He is sick.
And what's funny is that dude found his niche.
Yeah, he did.
He found it. They're like when I've known people for a long time and they're into this, that, or the other thing or whatever. That dude, somebody was like, do you want this little tiny motorcycle? He looked at it and went, that's going to be the next 20 years of my life.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Well, he said he wanted one ever since he was a kid, and he couldn't get one. His
Right.
parents wouldn't let him, and so they gave him a frame. And so he'd roll the bare frame around the garage. Like, that's how into
What?
mini bikes he was when he was a kid.
That's so fucking sad.
And so then he got it, and then now he's got 1,000 of them.
Sleepy.
Oh, that's tragic.
Sleepy, is that in your video?
Yeah, it is.
That's
yeah.
fucking tragic.
It's on,
That was
it's on Moto
that's my
Stories.
story. It was all that pent up rage, and now I'm just taking it out because I never got one until I was like, I got a dirt bike that
I've shown you all the picture of my childhood home where it says no motorcycles. And what did I fucking do when I grew up?
Oh.
Motorcycles.
Dude, every year, I tell these people, every year when I was a kid, I would run down on Christmas morning, past the fucking room and into the garage to find nothing. And that's all I'd ever asked for was an RM80. Ever since I was 6 to 10 or whatever, I wanted a fucking RM80.
Now he does that, there's more fucking chickens.
Yeah.
My brother Dave had an RM125 that sat in the garage. It was seized up. He got it free off his buddy. Every day I would go out and I would kick and I would kick. I would try to break it
Try to
loose.
get it going.
Break it loose.
Oh,
break
dude.
it loose.
That was I thought that was going to solve every problem. I was like, if I could just have this fucking RM80, everything would come together. It'd just be fucking perfect. I had pictures. Everybody had girls and shit on their posters. I had every fucking dirt bike magazine centerfold of an RM80 that you could have on
I
this
had a
fucking
wide
wall.
body RX-7 on mine, so it's all right.
The year was 1980. And the year was 1980, and the biggest prick in Wickliffe, Ohio, had a Puch Magnum Mark II in silver. Not, and he would roll up and down our poor streets. So he was in the nice streets, and he'd come down and because we were just out playing army and guns and shit. I was like 10 years old, running around with weapons, and like, oh, let's take this plastic gun and make it look more real, because that's not going to be a thing in the future, right? And so we would jump fences, and we just like run through the backyard, jumping fences, playing army and whatever. And so this kid would roll into our neighborhood, and he's like 13, right? 13, and he's on a Puch Magnum Mark II, and he's just like, hey. And we are like on second, third generation stolen Sears All Pro high banana seat bicycles that we've turned into choppers and shit by just welding more and more forks onto them, like forks into forks into forks into forks into forks. Look, I got a chopper. It's
You
great.
guys actually welded them?
So here's the thing: is I was the first kid in my neighborhood that welded. So Dad taught me how to weld when I was like 10. So everyone else was just putting bolts through them or just smashing them in with hammers.
Here's Phil
Right,
with the safety
crimping 'em.
twins.
And so, yeah, exactly. It was a stick welder. So, hooked right to the batteries. Yeah. So go for it. And so we would just keep making progressively longer forks, right? Until it was just obscene. But this kid would roll through on this fucking Puch Magnum Mark II. And all of us were like, we're going to steal that bike one day. Like one of these days, he's going to leave it in the wrong spot and we're going to steal it. And I think his bike got stolen about 7 times. But in the meantime, though, what we were doing is we were garbage picking the entire neighborhood of lawnmowers. And so we were like trading 5 vertical shafts for 1 horizontal shaft at the local, trading spot at the salvage yard. And then we would have one side shaft motor, and you could be like, okay, you have a side shaft motor. Now you can make go-karts and mini bikes and everything else based on the aforementioned bad welding. Mm-hmm. And that's what we did in my neighborhood. It was not uncommon to see a 9 or 12-year-old going down the street on what used to be like a washing machine motor or something. And that was just the world we lived in. That kid, he didn't realize how much we envied him. Like the envy was so strong that when I was 40 years old and owned my own business and had everything going for me, I bought a cherry Puch Magnum Mark II. Cherry with about 100 original miles on it. Got it running. I think you were working there at the time. We put
You were up to 3 of those.
Yeah, I was. I had the UPS. I had the silver, right, and then I had my race bike, right. And so I did everything. I literally put the money into it, and got it out and put a pipe on it and the whole deal, and just was like, yes, I'm going to avenge my 10-year-old self. I'm going to literally get back what was taken from me due to poverty. And I got on it. And because I weighed 210 pounds, we couldn't get it into the second range of the transmission. So I went out on a stock, a stock bore and, just the carb. I only did like stage 1, right? Pipe and carb. That was it. And I couldn't get it into the second stage of the transmission. And I was like, this sucks. And then I got on my 185 mile per hour motorcycle and went, it turns out I don't need that fucking thing. So it turns out when you have a 185 mile an hour motorcycle, you don't need a Puch Magnum Mark II.
True.
Not even a little bit.
True.
And so I sold them.
See, I had a Tomos 2-speed. I put 20,000 miles on that fucking thing.
Jesus Christ!
I had like 5 top ends went into it, 6 of these things because my buddy had the fucking Pook, right?
Yeah.
And so I was always so fucking jealous because it had the tank. And like I was devising ways that I could put a fucking top tank on my
a
Tomos.
target tank.
Like,
just put a fucking target tank.
Well, they didn't have it, but
Can we license Hollywood
whatever.
Holt as our fade out music?
But anyways,
Throw a kid on a bitch.
right?
Please.
But
That needs to be.
I almost had the same thing, but fortunately I didn't have to buy them. So like I was like someday I'm gonna get one of them fucking things.
Yeah.
Same thing as you, dude.
Oh,
I'm, like,
yeah.
I'm gonna get it. And then I found a kid that had one completely hopped. He did all the hard work.
Yeah.
He was like, "You want to try it?" I'm like, "Yeah." And I got on it. It was like, and I was like, "Oh, this sucks."
This sucks, man. This sucks.
and no disrespect,
Dude, you forgot to install the power band.
Yeah.
Forgot the power
Oh, dude.
Which color do you want? Because it costs
Classic
extra.
But that cured that anger like instantly.
Yeah,
That whole fucking anger went away at
Phil,
that point.
I just had a thought. Nick actually has a power band
He has a power
I
band.
do.
inside of his bike.
That one's real.
That is a cooler band. That is the thing. His entire
first time
world,
it
his
just
entire
dawned on me.
balancing, the thermodynamic function of his bike is based on a power band.
Yes.
on a power band.
It's based on a power band.
And like for years, this has been the joke.
The joke is, go get a new power band.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
I can't actually.
And now he's got it.
replace my power band.
Oh, fucking
There you go.
All right. Well,
Before we go, Sean had a really good question, and this would probably be good for listeners too. What time are we going to do the podcast at the museum?
So, let me pull this up because it's going to be a little normal. Thank you. Thank you very much. It's going to be a little bit earlier. I think we're going to start podcast maybe at 9. Give me a second.
9.
No, sorry, 6.
Because we're actually going to have to close
Turn that
early-
9 over,
early enough to
Phil.
get
Thanks,
there.
buddy. Yeah, it's been a while. Give me a moment. I'll figure it out. But I'm almost sure that we're going to start podcast at 6. So I think we have to because I think they're throwing us out at 8.
Yeah.
So yeah,
the whole bum
What
rush.
about what kind of? Are we gonna have some time there to do some technical work?
yeah. Well, we're gonna get there whenever we have to fucking get there. I
Okay.
suppose. Yeah,
Yeah.
right. The
You mean like a day early or something? It's like that's. I don't know if I could
That's
take
not a bad
whole,
idea either.
I don't know if I could take a whole day off.
that's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
That's actually a
work
really
it
good
out
idea. Is if we get there a little early, we'll work on the technical
Smith's
end
got
of
to work on
things.
his jokes, man. If they don't,
Yeah.
if they fall flat at that,
Settle down, Tom.
We're gonna get Smith. We're gonna get Smith a SM58 so he can do the floor.
Yeah,
he can
he's
walk
gonna
a
work
little.
he's gonna work the
work the
crowd.
room a little bit.
Crowd. Yeah, I think that's
how
a good
you
move.
kids doing over here at this table?
Yeah, I think that
So
that's
where are
gonna
you
be,
from?
I think
You're
that's
right.
going to end up being the.
Toledo.
Okay. All right. Just to clarify, yes. So it is going to be 6. So he says that the museum closes at 8. So just keep that in mind. The museum closes at 8.
What?
We're gonna have a hard,
no
we're gonna have
after
a hard
hours
punch
party?
out. We're gonna have a clock right in front of us with a hard punch.
I mean,
out.
I don't know if the fucking museum's union or not. I have no idea. But like, if the museum's union and it's hard out at 8, then they're going to be hard out at 8. If the museum's not union and they could be like, well, Dan could be like, oh, let these guys a chance to get pack their shit up.
I think Dan will let us.
I think
stay
Dan will
on,
let us
yeah.
swing a little bit, but I think that if we plan on like we're going to go till 9, I think that's going to be not going to be loved. Yeah,
that's
So
what I'm saying. We have
right.
to have a hard clock.
Yeah, I think we should. Yeah, which we're pretty good at. We're pretty good at knowing where
pretty
2
good being
hours
hard.
is. Yeah.
We
You
can
said
end
hard
it-
clock.
Yeah.
Yeah, clock. All right. All right. Well, that's it. Is anybody else anything else?
Hey, Smith, where's your jokes?
Settle down.
It sounds like a podcast to me. Ride fast, take chances. We'll see you next week at the Crawford Auto Museum. Play us out of here, Johnny.
Bum bum ba bum bum ba bum 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 ba bum bum ba bum bum.
Eject to ride on. Get us out of here, sleepy.